My name is Kim Son. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Us.
Us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So right off the bat, I heard about the Kiri super fight.
Yes.
Can we, with no prior experience, can we just join it?
If you want to join it without prior experience, I will not recommend it.
Okay.
If you want to, I will find a worthy opponent that can make sure you don't get injured. Because if you go into a fight or jiu-jitsu match without experience, then you have the highest chance for injury. So if you come up to me and say, I want to compete in jiu-jitsu and I only had like 2 classes, I would recommend against it. But if you guys really want, I will find an opponent that can make sure you guys don't injure yourself in that way.
What do you mean finding a worthy opponent? So he's like...
So someone a little bit more experienced.
Whoa. So
Because if you put 2 brand new people in jiu-jitsu against each other, it's the highest risk for injury. Because they both don't really know what they're doing. So if you don't really know what you're doing, that's a big risk, you know? Like, you don't know how to fall. Like, if you get taken down and you don't know how to properly do a break fall, you might try to stick your hand out to stop the fall, and that way you can injure your elbow. Okay. So the most dangerous is when it's 2 white belts, or like, let's say 2 brand new people with little experience, when they compete against each other. And not only compete, also sparring in the gym. When you see 2 brand new, they always go 100% because they don't know how to control their volume and their output yet. So yes, if you want to fight, we can make it happen, but I'll find someone that is a little experienced.
So it happens every Friday.
Well, it's supposed to happen every Friday, but I think I might scale it down to once or twice a month to keep it like
every 2 weeks.
Yes. I mean, I love to, like, we'll do internal little, like, even in our kids class, we do what's called golden score match, which is kind of like a match already because the rest of the class is sitting on the wall and then 2 people go at it with scoring points or just submission only. So it's just to get experience of competition without having to travel to a competition.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but to be honest, if it's going to happen every week, I mean, that was our plan. I think we'll probably tone it down to once or twice a month and then see how it goes from there.
So, how do we register? Do I just...
You just message Kiri Jiu-Jitsu, you know, Instagram, Facebook, or Telegram, whatever. Just say your weight and your experience, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay.
And everyone is welcome. If you have, wrestlers in Cambodia or any fighters that want to try to do a grappling match, more than welcome to, and it's free, and it will be good experience for.
All right, David, we're up today. We're gonna register today, everyone.
Let's go.
Okay. Anyways, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu?
So I've been doing jiu-jitsu over 10 years. Funny thing is that I started training in Cambodia. So a lot of people think that I started overseas, but actually I started in Cambodia with the first group that did jiu-jitsu in Cambodia.
Who was the original?
So the original we trained at a gym called Prokut.
Oh, Prokut.
On Kopik, which is gone now. There was a brown belt jiu-jitsu from, I think he was from Denmark. His name was Jens. So he was the first instructor. He started teaching jiu-jitsu there. And I think he was there maybe for 5 or 6 months. And after that, he left. And once he left, it was just us, all new people. And I think we had a blue belt visit once a week, and then later we had a purple belt visit once a week. So they would kind of like teach some techniques, and then when they were not there the other days, we would just re-drill whatever they taught. So it was like that for a long while. Yeah.
So how do you learn? You just watch YouTube?
No, even back in the days, like there was not that much on YouTube, jiu-jitsu wise. So yes, of course we watched YouTube, and then we had these blue or purple belts that come visit once in a while. But then after a while, what happened that one of the other guys that kind of we started in the same time frame, his name is V, he travel to Japan to access jiu-jitsu, and then he'll stay there maybe for a month or longer, train twice a day, learn a lot of techniques, then he come back to us and then to share the techniques. And then maybe, so I used to go to Japan as well for 5-week training camp and a competition, and then try to bring back whatever you learned over there.
So you are a black belt?
No, I'm a brown belt.
What is?
I'm not a black belt.
So it was brown and then
black. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
And then?
Then you get like coral belts, and but that takes forever. I'm never gonna get one of those. I think you have to train. You have to be a black belt maybe for 35 years or longer, something like that.
35. No
It's
way.
crazy. Yeah,
Okay.
it's very long.
How about from white belt to blue belt?
Yeah, so white belt to blue belt, I can say, I think averagely worldwide it's around 2 years consistent training, but it really varies for everyone. So it's really different if you already had a prior wrestling experience, stuff like that. It's also like how many hours you put in, right? Because if you just come to train 3 times a week, you train maybe for 1 hour, you go home, it's gonna take longer than 2 years.
Okay.
But if you go train twice a day, or not even that, even if you train once a day, but then you go home and you're watching YouTube videos and you're watching matches, that way you can really accelerate your growth in jiu-jitsu. So yes, so there's people that get a black belt in 5 years, and there's also people that they're still a white belt for 10 years. Yeah.
Watching the UFC,
Yes.
I was to have some icebreaker questions, but might as well just get it rolling.
Sure.
So watching the UFC, the Russians, Dagestan people,
Yes.
they do combat sambo,
They do combat
and
sambo.
they're giving jiu-jitsu so many
So much
shades.
shit. Yeah,
so
yeah.
much bad stuff. So why is that?
Well, I think some of the points what they share it's definitely valid. So I think the strength of jiu-jitsu is also the weakness. So I think the strength then of jiu-jitsu is pulling guard. Pulling guard meaning when you start the match, you basically pull them to the ground with you sitting on the bottom. Where in MMA, in UFC, you never want to be the person on bottom. You always want to be the person on top. In jiu-jitsu, being on bottom is a very strong position because you can find a lot of sweeps and a lot of submissions from the bottom position. But in UFC, it's very dangerous. In combat sambo, they never really pull for the bottom as well. They always try to be on top. And I think that's where it comes from. Besides that, also, when someone in jiu-jitsu, when they're a specialist, let's say they're really good at guards. So every match they start, they pull, they go sit on the ground, they pull them between the legs,
Close
start
guard.
playing close guard, start playing from that. But it's possible they get so good at that, they never training their takedowns, their wrestling. So the moment they get it put in that position, they know zero, they might be a black belt, but their wrestling is very limited. Where in sambo, the wrestling aspect is the biggest aspect of their grappling game.
Okay.
So I totally understand where they're coming from. And I know a saying, if sambo was easy, it would have been called jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah.
That's,
Okay.
I heard that saying. But all sambo people are welcome at Kiri BJJ. Come train with us.
Yes, we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
discriminate. We don't discriminate
yeah,
at all. So, what is the best body type for jiu-jitsu?
Okay, good question. What's the best body type?
Please say.
I think long and lanky. Being
Really?
tall with long legs, it is really, I think, a really good body type to have. Because if you have long legs, triangles, they're just everywhere. Triangle submissions, body locks, and then even guard retention. Because of your legs so long, it's very hard for people to pass your guard. Yes, so I think being tall, kind of skinny, very bony. Yeah.
I've always thought it would be those stocky fighters.
Stocky is small? No, because it's very hard for them to put their legs or even close the guard. Or if they have the back, even do it's hard. I think a lot of stuff is hard for them.
Is it for
Yeah.
just jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
How
I mean,
about
it
for
also depends
MMA?
because people normally compete in their weight class.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're training, all the weight, everyone trains with everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if a stocky guy is going with a long, lanky guy, it's definitely tough, yeah. Because they need so much movement to pass their legs. The legs are so long, right?
I've always thought, so if you're, I would consider myself stocky. So I would say that we have like a lower center of gravity.
Sure.
So it's harder for them to take us down.
Yes, that's true. But I mean, both things have their positive and negative aspects to it.
Okay.
Small, it's hard. It's hard to submit them because their legs are so short, and their arms are short. So when you do an arm bar, they're so easy to slip out because there's so little to hold on to, right? So they definitely have that thing going for them. But I think in general, I think being tall with long legs is very good for Jiu-Jitsu.
So that applies to Muay Thai and stuff as well, and Kun Khmer as well.
Kun Khmer for sure. What Thai, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, for Kun Khmer, I don't know what's the best body type. I'm not sure about that. Yeah.
So for Jiu-Jitsu, it's definitely lanky and tall, slightly slim as well.
Yes, that's what I would think. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
So does that apply to your students?
Well, I cannot make them grow.
Uh,
You know.
I mean.
So everyone has their own body type.
Mhm.
So the good thing about Jiu-Jitsu is that you can make a game plan, or you can build your skills upon the way your body type is.
Mhm.
So if you're very long and lanky, you can you want to be focusing on triangles and stuff like that. But if you're short and stocky, you have to see what works for your body type, and then when you kind of find out what works for your body type, then you can build out those skills or aspects. Yeah.
Okay. So having interest in the Kiri super fight
Yes.
and having a body type of short and stocky,
Sure.
what would you recommend?
Well, I think not only body type, but also having little experience. I will probably not recommend going for takedowns. I would probably, you want to end up on top. But
Okay.
if you're going to go for wrestling, meaning you're going to be maybe reactive to their game, it's really going to make you tired very fast. And if you then end up on the bottom, it's basically game over. So
Okay.
whatever you want to do, you want to end up on top, but you also don't want to gas yourself out until you reach the ground. So I would probably have 1 or 2 classes before you do the super fight, so you can build on the game plan. But probably bring them to the ground and then get up top. And once you're on top, that's the game plan. Stay on top. Don't worry too much about submissions.
Mm-hmm.
I would focus, just be the person on top.
Okay.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
Stay on top. Be on top.
Yes.
Try to get it. Try to keep that
Yes.
position.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Going back to a bit of your background, I want to know.
Sure.
Have you ever had any professional fights?
So in Jiu-Jitsu, I only competed in Jiu-Jitsu. It's a little bit hard for Jiu-Jitsu what to say is a professional fight because, I've competed in divisions which are pro divisions, meaning it's like purple belt up all the way to black belt, and there's prize money and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So in that aspect, yes. But I've never competed at a IBJF big tournament in the States or Europe. I never really competed much outside Asia.
Mhm.
But I did some pro divisions, so I guess you can call that professional fights, yes. But not really at those big IBJF events or JJF events, yeah.
Do you feel nerves going into it?
Yeah, you always feel nervous. Yeah, I guess every competition you feel a little bit nervous. I think it's a good thing, probably. For me, I think it's a good thing to feel nervous. It makes your reaction, everything a little bit more, there's more pressure on it as well. So I think it's a problem if you're not nervous at all. If you're too relaxed, I think it can be a problem. So I think nerves are good, and how many more competitions you have done, you know how to deal with them as well. Yeah.
I personally would love like jiu-jitsu, MMA, and striking as well.
Yeah.
So I train at Monster Factory.
Oh, you train a monster, yes.
Yeah.
With
Sensei Lee
Sen-
Eugene.
Yeah,
Yes,
Eugene.
and he taught me only a few submissions, but
Okay.
he go into every detail. So it was a rear naked choke, triangle,
Yes,
armbar,
there's so many details.
and kimura. There's so many many details.
Yes.
So for you, which one is your favorite submission?
Favorite submission? My favorite submission is cross collar choke from top mount.
Oh, I know that.
And it's super simple. It's so simple and easy. It just feels so good when you pull it off, and that's why I like it,
Now here's the problem.
Yeah.
So in jiu-jitsu and gi, it's a gi fight.
Sure.
You can do that,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Well, what happens if you're shirtless?
Yes. So no gi.
Mm.
So in jiu-jitsu you have two ways of competing or training. One is in the gi,
Mhm.
which you wear the uniform. It looks like a judo uniform. We call it the gi. And in no gi, you just wear sport clothes. Kind of what they wear in MMA, but then with a sport shirt on, like a rash guard. So in gi you have so many more techniques, not only for submissions, because you can use the fabric of the clothes you're wearing as a submission, right? Also for sweeps. In no gi, there's a lot less. So there's less options for submissions. So yeah. So in the gi, it can be a little bit more expressive because you can really get into some niche game. You can start to develop your own chains, and you know, I think it's a fun part about the gi that there's so many possibilities, and everyone really they can really like show like their personality through jiu-jitsu, because everyone has a different game. Like no one has the same game, and I think that's why I like jiu-jitsu so much. Because if you go like Kung Khmer, everyone has a, you know, a 1-2, a kick, a knee, and it's like the library is not that big.
Whoa, pause. No,
okay, please.
Not
please,
really.
Please. Yeah.
Actually, go before we start the Kung Khmer library.
Okay.
For the gi.
Yes.
I do think, outside the training you, it kind of gives you a false sense of security, because when I tried the gi classes.
Yes.
This guy wore like a Superman shirt. He did a bow and arrow submission to me.
Love the bow and arrow.
Oh man, I was like, what's going on? What is happening? And then when I tried the no-gi, it's more like relaxed, because they cannot just something just happen.
Yes. So you can do bow and arrow and no-gi also. But I'll show
Really?
you one day. Yes.
Okay.
I love doing it in no-gi.
I'll search that up.
I'll do it next time.
Really?
Yes. But it's true. So with no-gi, there's more movement. There's more action, and it's more fast. So if someone gets you in a submission, there's a lot easier to escape because everything is slippery. They cannot hold on to some fabric. So when you get into, like, let's say you get pulled in an armbar, it's easier to escape. So it keeps the action going. So let's say in a 5-minute match, in no-gi, you might have like 10 submission attempts. Like I get you in an armbar, you escape, you get me in a triangle, I escape, blah, blah, blah. But in gi, it might be a very slow match. We're in one position for 2 minutes because we're both holding on for dear life, the fabric, and then finished by one submission, and that's the whole match.
Okay.
So it's definitely different in that aspect, where no-gi, it's a lot more, also a more athletic, right? If you're very athletic, if you're very flexible and a lot of cardio, no-gi is very good. Yeah, sorry.
Going back to the fighting style.
Yes.
So before we go to the Kung Khmer.
Sure.
So the fighting style.
Yes.
What is your fighting style, personally?
My fighting style is a little bit boring. I like to play half guard bottom, half guard top. Look for sweeps, and I like leg locks. Yes. It's not fancy or, you know, big throws and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's what works for me and my body type. Yeah, and from my experience, what I have.
How would you describe your body type?
Big hips. Heavy. I mean, I'm tall, but when I fight in my weight category, I'm not that tall. You know,
about equal height.
Yeah.
So I always believe to wait, how do I explain this? I'm a big fan of Khabib.
Sure.
So his fights are just domination and control, top control.
Yes.
And that's what I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So my plan with the Kiri super fight is exactly what you just described.
Nice.
So I just hips, top control.
Yeah, and then once
maybe
you get
submission.
the top, you just want to slowly keep moving up, and you only go for the submission when it's not gonna danger your position. So what I mean with that is a lot of people make this mistake. They got like top mount, they have a great position, and the guy's giving the arm, so they think, I can go for the armbar. But when they go for the armbar, they jump back, right? They fall back with it. So meaning they give up their top position. And what happened next? If they cannot finish the armbar, meaning the other person doesn't give up, they tap, and he gets out. Now you're the one on bottom, and the person that was on bottom that got attacked, now they're on top, and you're very exhausted because you gave 100% to go for that submission. So what I mean with that, if you stay on top, yes, you can go for submission, but just I would recommend going for a submission that you don't give up your top position. So you do a submission at top, even if the submission doesn't work and you escape. You want to stay on top after that.
Or at least close guard. If you
yes,
lose that
I mean close guard, but then they come out, they gained from that submission attempt. Okay. That failed submission attempt, they gain a better position from it, and you lost a good position. So if you don't have to, like let's say Kiri super fights, they're submission only. So we don't do points, they're submission only. So it's 6-minute rounds. if the other person didn't dominate you like crazy, we'll just call it a draw. So, you know, if you just get on top and you just stay there and nothing's happening, it's probably be a draw. So if you do want to win and you go for a submission, you know, you have to be careful if you don't get the submission.
Okay, so I did my research. I did my homework.
Nice.
For the arm bar.
Yes.
So when you get on top, you do like an S thing with your legs. S mount. Yes.
Yes.
And then your ear, considering which position you are, your ear touches their thigh, so you don't lose that position.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay.
And then we lay back and squeeze.
This is not the way I teach my armbar from top, S mount. So I understand this is a very this is how most people in the beginning, like, they get taught their armbar from top mount, they go S mount, they throw the leg over and they fall back on the armbar. The way I teach my armbars from top mount, yes, I go to S mount, I stick my hand out so I keep my balance, and then I just step over the head. I finish the armbar still being on top.
I see it. So you just
so still being on top. So then the moment I don't get the armbar, he escapes, I'm still on top. I can go for it again, or I can go for a different position. And that's the way I also always teach the armbar from top mount. Where a lot of people, they on top mount, leg over and they fall back, which is an explosive way to finish it, which can be good, but if they don't finish it, they end up on bottom.
My sensei lied.
No, I mean, this is still like, you know, a lot of people have success with it, but for me personally, I don't like it. Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
I hope I didn't fuck up.
No, we jumped to this.
No
It's okay.
No
It's not that structured. I just was really happy to talk about like the top control.
Yes. S mount is a great position.
It is.
Yeah, I love S mount, and it puts your opponent like with their arms like this, and yeah, it's really good for attacking. Yeah.
Now talking about it, I really want to do something.
Yeah, let's go.
So, okay. Out of topic. How do you find Cambodia?
Yeah, I love Cambodia. Like, I'm happy to call Cambodia my home. I almost been living here for 16 years.
16
years, so long. I came here when I was 17, alone. And yeah, I haven't left since, you know. And I traveled quite a bit before I came to Cambodia. I lived in Brazil for 1 year when I was 16. And I went back to the Netherlands, Holland. And then I came here, you know, 2010, January. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, how old were you in 2010?
How old? 8.
8?
Yeah.
You for real?
Yes.
Wow, I might have seen you on the street.
It could be.
Going to school.
I was 8.
Nice.
So why Cambodia? Why 1 year in Brazil and?
Yes.
How long?
So, yeah, real short. I was living in the Netherlands. My brother always wanted to study in America because he watched these movies, American Pie. He thought America is like a party thing. So he went to do like an exchange student project in the States. So we had a free bedroom in our house. And then through that same organization, you can also have people stay at your house. So my parents like, oh, that's a good idea. We have free room, so we can give it to someone else that goes study in the Netherlands. So there was this girl from Brazil. She studied 1 year in the Netherlands, and then she became good friends with my friend group. And then at the end of the year, she was like, Jasper, you know, you don't want to, if you want to go to Brazil, you can stay 1 year at my house. So that's exactly what I did. I went there as an exchange student when I was 16. I went to a local Brazilian high school, which was all in Portuguese. And I was there for 1 year. And after that, I returned back to the Netherlands. It just didn't, you know, already being overseas and then going back to Holland. And then my parents moved far away, like a beautiful place, but far away from my friends. And I started kind of like studying work. I was kind of miserable, you know, because you cannot drive a car in Holland yet until you're 18. So like I felt really stuck and bored, and I just wanted to explore the world more. So I think I was back in Holland maybe for 5 or 6 months. I was like, I want to leave. So I was like, I want to travel, but I want to do something. I don't want to just travel and, you know, I want to do something. So I literally opened Google and I was like, volunteer work international. And then some things came up, and everything was like, you got to be 18 years plus. So then I typed volunteer work international under 18 years old. And then Cambodia popped up, this organization that had a project here at the Steung Minh Chai. So I was there for 5 months as a English teacher at a local orphanage. Yeah, so that's how I came here for 5 months. And then after that, I never left. I met my now wife when we were both 17.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you met
Yeah.
him just have met her. Just
Not him. Her. Yes.
No, yeah, okay.
Sure.
You gotta clear that up. You have to clear that up. So you met her just like instantly almost.
Yes. After I think, let me think. January. I think I met her in March. So 2 months after I arrived. Yes. So, and now almost 16 years later. Yeah.
So what is your nationality? And second, how many you speak Dutch then?
Yes, I speak Dutch.
Okay,
That's
okay.
my mother language. So
Oh.
my nationality is Dutch, meaning I'm from the Netherlands. And the Netherlands often gets called Holland.
Holland.
Holland. Yeah?
Holland.
Holland. In Cambodia they say like that, right?
Yeah.
In Germany you guys say allemaal. No?
Uh,
I don't know. I'm asking you.
in
How do you go? What do you guys say for Germany?
Allemand.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
meant. Yeah. So yes, I'm from the Netherlands. My nationality is Dutch. Yeah.
Do you still remember it?
Dutch? Yes, of course. Of course I speak.
How do you remember it after like 16 years of not using it?
Yeah, it's not a problem for me. The only thing when I was in Brazil, I really didn't speak Dutch to anyone. It was like all local people I was there with, and sometimes I spoke with my brother, you know, when I was playing some games, like barely. So then when I came to Holland, it definitely was a little bit weird getting back into it. But now, you know, with internet and like I read news in Dutch and I watch stuff which is Dutch, and I speak to my brother and some friends. Kingdom Fight Gym, the owner Kwok,
Yeah,
he's
cool.
Dutch.
Oh, we got some deal with him as well as the knit run.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we got some
I know. I saw that. Yeah.
Kwok.
So he's a good friend of mine.
He's
yeah.
Dutch too?
He's Dutch.
Oh,
I know,
nice.
right?
Okay.
But he's
A
from the
small world.
southern part of Dutch, so we're not really the same kind of people.
So you guys don't like each other. South and North.
I don't know. There's some jokes. But we have a different accent, different dialects, stuff like that. Yeah. For
Really?
Sure. Yes. So in Holland, if you go to a different town, it's a totally different accent. Yeah.
So it's like North Korea and South Korea.
I don't know about that. No, maybe not.
Do you miss home?
I do miss home. I mean, if you say I miss home, I feel Cambodia is
This
my
is-
home right now.
Okay.
If you ask me, do I miss the Netherlands? Yeah, I miss it sometimes. What I miss is like probably the 4 seasons. So, you know, you have spring, summer, fall, and winter, and that changed. I kind of miss that, you know. I also miss the cold because Cambodia is so hot, and I'm easy to sweat, you know.
Okay.
So those aspects I miss of it. What else I miss is the infrastructure, the parks, you know, a lot of greenery, bicycle lanes everywhere. I miss that stuff a lot, yeah.
Oh.
But I call Cambodia my home, so
Okay.
yeah.
Actually, that's true. We used to. So with my girlfriend, I study in London.
Oh,
So we used
nice.
to just walk everywhere, and take the buses because it's so cold. So we can just go anywhere,
Yes.
and we can't do that here.
I know.
Just by walking up here, I'm sweating already.
Yeah, but in Cambodia you have other freedoms that you don't have back there, you know. Like you can just go camping anywhere.
That's true.
And in Holland, you go camping. There is some like local wood security guy. I don't know what you call it. What's the word?
It's a park ranger.
The park ranger. They come up. Oh, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You cannot stay here. You have a license to stay here. All that
You're not
stuff.
allowed
And in
to fish.
Cambodia, you know, there's some freedom there, which is very nice.
It's a
yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
So Sensei Jasper.
Yeah, just Jasper is
No,
fine,
Sensei,
right?
Sensei.
Just Jasper.
Sounds cool. What stage of your life are you currently in?
Midlife crisis? No, I'm joking. No, I'm like I'm 33 years old, so definitely. Yeah, it's not easy, you know. It's like at a point, I have young kids, and very busy. So, yeah, I mean, feel we're going somewhere, but it's tough. It's not that easy. I don't know what stage it is, you know. I don't think I'll ever retire, you know. I always just follow passion projects, even if it won't be Jiu-Jitsu one day. Well, I don't think it will ever not be, but yeah, I'm not sure what
So
stage.
you don't know what stage.
No.
So I'll
what-
start.
Sure. Can you give me some
so
examples? Yeah.
For me, it's a young and hungry stage. You
Okay,
have, like, you have
okay.
something to prove.
Sure.
A stage of basically I see myself as a sponge. I try to extract as many information, experiences,
Yeah.
knowledge,
Yeah.
wisdom. Is there any advice you would give to a young man like me?
I think always keep learning is very good. Keep learning about anything, and for me personally, what I feel that worked for me, I learned everything a little bit. So for example, you guys doing podcasts, if you know the editing process a little bit, if you know a little bit about cameras, if you know a little bit about this, that all helps, especially to manage. So you don't have to be an expert in all things. If you just like start to know, and maybe I'm talking more as a business owner now, knowing all aspects just a little bit, just the basics. So then when you have someone else do it, you can kind of like check it and know what's going on. So for me, I'm always, I like knowing a little bit in all aspects from what you're doing. So more from a business aspect.
Okay, let's turn into our business side of things a bit.
Sure.
So you're the owner of Kiri.
Yes, me and my wife together, we own it together. Yeah.
So who does the bookkeeping?
It's me. Yes.
And you teach the classes as well.
I teach. I do. Yes.
So what other things that you have to be generally good at?
Yes.
In order to run Kiri?
Social media, right? Marketing. I think that's important. You have to be a good team player. You also need to check, right? Who's your students? If you get any problematic students, you also have to be ready to step in and solve that as soon as possible. So it's more, for me, what I feel is also when I started Kiri Jiu-Jitsu, it was more about creating the environment. So as well for our national team, Jiu-Jitsu national team, we all train at the gym. It was more about creating the environment and having a very welcoming environment where everyone wants to learn and it's a positive thing. And then from that environment, people get passionate. So they're training, there's a welcome environment, they start training there for 6 months, maybe just for hobbyists. And then it's like, it's such a community. That's why community is so important, I think. They get so driven from that, from having their friends, community, and then they start to get really passionate about Jiu-Jitsu. And that's when they excel in their skills and show it in the international stage, right? Yes.
Have you had any problematic students?
Lots. I mean, not lots, but definitely a few. And this is the more difficult aspect of not just running a gym, but I think just working with other people. More of a stoic approach is that you're always gonna have people that try to like make problems, and it could be that they're dealing with something inside themselves at that moment, which the reason they act that way, right? Or something that happened before in the past. So you also don't want to blame that person, like saying, he's an asshole because he did that. No, I mean, maybe he has some reason for that or something happened in his past that he has to do like that. But still, what the most important thing is that you have to protect the overall group and the safety and environment of the group. So if there comes someone in and there kind of be bullying behavior, or they're injuring other people and feel no remorse, or they're not hygienic, stuff like that, you can tell them, and if they not change, it's often better to tell them to leave, because it will otherwise be bad for the community in its whole. So definitely had a few. So we almost opened for 5 years. September will be, I don't know when this will be released, but in September we will be open for 5 years. So definitely had some instances that, some bad stuff.
Can I guess?
Please.
Okay.
Please,
I'll do. I have 3 guesses in mind.
No worries. Yeah.
So one is, this guy do drugs.
Not really, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's not a straight no.
It's not a straight no.
Yeah.
Kind of drugs.
Yes.
Okay, second guess.
Yeah.
Something bad happens. Okay. So this guy is a really excellent wrestler, and when he throws someone, he injures them.
Yes. This happens, yes. This is one of the things, right? There's multiple things. Yeah.
Okay, multiple things.
Maybe a last guess, and then I'll add to that.
Okay, last guess.
Yeah.
Oh, easy one. So this guy doesn't give you a tapping time, basically. So they just yank something, and he breaks someone's arm.
Yes. Yeah, both last 2 points are true. some people, they go too hard. They go too hard in sparring. And it's okay to go hard, right? If we're both more experienced, let's say the 2 purple belts, they can go 100% at each other, right? They know each other, they know their limits, they don't try to injure each other, but it's good to go hard because that's the closest you get to the competition feeling, right? If you go compete, the guy's not going easy, you go hard, right? So you have to do that in training. But let's say if I'm a higher belt and I go with a lower belt who's much smaller than me and I go 100%, you know, this is
bullying.
This is bullying. Sometimes there's an ego problem as well. We've experienced this before, like even like black belt. A black belt come to train with us, a visiting black belt, and let's say they get tapped by our purple belts. So they, you know, you can feel that it kind of hurts their ego, right?
Surely.
Because they come in as a black belt, and then these purple belts, and everyone can see it, and they feel so upset with it, they're not sure how to express that. So what they do next, they find an easier opponent. So they find a fresh new white belt, and then they go very hard on them. And then often what you see, when they go for the submission, just before they do it, they look around the room to make sure people see it happen, you know?
Okay.
It's kind of like, I think it's an ego thing, but this is very bad behavior because you're like, to prove a point, right? You're actually, you can injure a new person, but it can stop their whole journey of jiu-jitsu, right? It might put them off. It's like, what is jiu-jitsu stuff? I just started here 2 weeks ago, and this guy is a black belt. It's going injured my wrist. You know what I mean? So bad experience and stuff like that. You definitely have to step in.
I would be discouraged too it's like my 3rd time being there.
Yes.
And this guy just beat me up.
Yes.
You go home. My head hurts.
Yeah.
My arm hurts.
And this also happens in striking, right? Boxing. Like, if you're a new student, and let's say the coach, right? The coach teaching class, and then your first day, it's like, let's spar a little bit, and then he starts throwing uppercuts and bruise your rib. That's a bad experience, right?
In striking, it happens as well.
That should not be happening, you know, in any gym.
I
But
would
it happens
say-
in a lot of gyms.
I would say it happens.
Yes.
If anything, it tells us humans are emotional creatures.
Yes, so no one is perfect.
Mhm.
So that's why I also say maybe there's a reason they do that, or maybe they was taught that way, but I don't think it's the right way. It's yeah.
Do you actively look over your class?
Yes,
Or
so
that kind of
every
behavior?
sparring session, there's always a coach,
Mm.
right? And always make sure that this is very important. You cannot just leave a sparring session and there's no upper belts. So even upper belts, they know about this stuff. So when there's when you're the highest belt in the room, it's kind of your responsibility that nothing crazy happens. So if you suddenly see 2 brand new people pairing up and standing up, and they try to wrestle and go crazy,
Mhm.
yeah, you have to step and say, guys, sit down and go slowly, or pair them with someone else.
Okay.
Because that's where the most injuries happen.
Okay.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Or people you don't know, right? If you just have a random people come inside your gym first day, you always try to pair them up with someone higher up to kind of feel what they're about before you let them go with the new people.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you recognize a good student?
A good student. So a good student is someone who's just respectful in general to not only the coaches, just to the other training partners as well. Yeah, I mean, that's all I ask from a good student, you know. But if you're asking me, like, what's my favorite type of student?
Okay.
A passionate one.
Okay.
So a lot of people think, like, okay, I go to class, I learn, I go home, forget about it. And yes, this is true. You will see improvements, and you'll become a blue belt in years' time and all that stuff. But if you're like really passionate, meaning, okay, even if you only have 1 hour to get on the mat, if you go home and you watch 8 hours of videos every day, meaning you're that passionate, right? You will excel so fast in jiu-jitsu, you know? So that is what I try. That's what I would like all students to be. But obviously it's not. Everyone has their own agendas and personal reasons, stuff like that. But I think that's the best kind of student. And also to get good in jiu-jitsu, or not only jiu-jitsu, just in any other aspect in life, right? If you're very passionate about it and you study it, right?
In and out,
You
yeah.
get really good from it, yeah.
But is there a correlation with good students and success in competition?
Yes, definitely. Some people, they have this thing that they kind of half-ass it in the gym, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They're often late, they often miss sessions, But then when they step on the mat, they're like a different creature. This also happens, right? So there's a exception to each rule, you know. So you definitely have that. But I think in general, if that person also would be passionate about it, and then put in extra time, that person could even be much better than what they show on the mat. Yeah.
So you see some of your students, what could be their downfall? What the things that they should avoid?
Yes. So also from speaking as a national coach for a national team.
Federation.
Yes, federation. Relationships. This is the biggest downfall for
most students.
For like good athletes, let's say like that. If someone he's like putting in the time, he's 100% committed, everything is about jiu-jitsu, suddenly they have a girlfriend, and suddenly
start missing classes.
They start missing classes, and then they have a breakup, and then they're all emotional, and but also like, yes, this is I think one of the bad things, right? Not a bad thing, but if you're just looking for the competition aspect, right? But also, this is also very natural in life, right? Who am I to say you cannot have a relationship?
It makes them happy.
Yeah, it can be if it's like a healthy, if it's supportive. But you know, most of our national athletes, they're quite young, right? So they have a lot of emotions to deal with, stuff like that. But it's also natural, so you cannot really stop it, right? So, but it happened before, like the national athletes or just athletes in general, they even stopped training because of their relationships, stuff like that. So that is one thing. And also, I think this is maybe a little bit Cambodian orientated, that a lot of what I noticed, a lot of like talented students, and then suddenly they say, sorry teacher, I have to stop training because my mom don't allow me to train jiu-jitsu anymore. They want me to focus on school and jiu-jitsu has no future. So this is also what we experience a lot here in Cambodia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting maybe diets and partying.
No, so for our national team, national athletes, you know, we don't allow them to drink alcohol or smoke cigarettes or anything like that. We're very strict with that. I would not allow it. Like,
so it's like a team thing. So if they don't follow the rules, you kick them out.
It's not that easy. So we have a national team, which they get a monthly stipend from the Ministry of Youth, Education and Sport. So they're national athletes. So they have rules to abide by, right? And we also have a lot of doping tests and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're in a team, you get a salary and you get other benefits, even prize money for competitions. Like, if you then go and start drinking, smoking, you know, then, you know, that's going to affect, right? It's not only going to affect your own training, you can also pull other athletes into that life.
Right.
So you don't want that to happen. And there's plenty, like there will be other people that will take that spot.
That's interesting. Can you tell me about the rules?
I mean, I don't. Sorry?
Is it confidential?
No, but I don't think it's black and white. I'm not sure it is. I don't think it is black and white, like you're not allowed to drink or smoke. I think there might be rules from the ministry. I'm not too sure. But for us, it's just like an unwritten rule anyways, right?
Because it might damage your chance of success. And you also bring someone with it. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
So if they want to do that, they have to be a coach.
So you do that.
So I can drink, no problem.
so as a coach,
yeah,
what do you do?
Okay, so me personally as a coach, I think there's a lot of different ways of being a coach. For me, I don't really see myself as a technical kind of coach. I see myself more as a team captain. So one is creating the right environment, right? Like I have the gym where our national team trains, which is the right environment. If something weird people or some stuff, you have to be on top of that and keep that safe. So that's one thing. Another thing is more of a management aspect, right? Okay, where is this person at? We might send someone to a training camp abroad, or like also competition. We have a lot of competitions each year, you know? So we also have to, it's more of a management aspect and creating the right environment. So for a technical coach, before we had, his name is T, he runs Sweaty. I don't know if you know this, it's a lifting gym.
No.
He's a really good jiu-jitsu from Scotland. He was our other coach before. He was very technical, so I think there's different aspects to coaching. Yeah. So for me, I don't really see myself as the technical guy. I see myself more of the team captain, feeling the athletes, feeling where they're at and what they need and what competitions to come, as well as being the coach at the competition itself. Because at the competition itself, you have the coach that's on the sideline, right? In the coach booth. And we can also protest. We can protest when we see there was no points given, or we can stop the match. We can protest. They will sit the athletes down. They do a video review, VAR, just like football.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's also part of being the coach, right? Making sure the athletes don't wait. So there's a lot more to it than just teaching the class,
Right.
you know?
A lot of
But I
management.
think the priority is the environment.
Okay.
Like have a good environment where people are driven. Yeah.
Now that leads to a very interesting question.
Sure.
So I was wondered. So you said you were 33.
I am, yeah.
I'm 23.
Okay.
So usually your students are quite young, but you're still young yourself.
Yeah.
So how does the relationship look like? And especially you're a coach, so you would get close. It's a human thing. You
Yeah.
naturally bond with your students.
Yeah.
But do you actively try to instill that discipline and that strictness? Are you a strict coach? Sorry, it's a stack question, but
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully you understand what I meant. Is that
Yeah.
how do you balance the friend and coach?
Yes, that's a good question. I think being both is important. So I don't really believe in the whole hierarchy as like saying sensei, stuff like that.
Okay.
It doesn't work for me. Like I don't need my students to call me sensei, you know? It's just being respectful to each other. Me to the student and the student to me as well. But I don't need them to call me certain words or, you know, or being like super strict, right? Like I want them to train more. I want them to train 2-3 times a day. But I'm not gonna chain them, you know. I'm not gonna say
No.
you.
Okay.
No, you know. It also has to come from themselves. I think that is important. So I try to create the environment that their athletes, you know, they see their other athletes are successful, which hopefully then drives them to put in that same effort. So that's just doing little stuff like that, which might push that athlete to say to themselves, okay, I wanna study more, or I wanna really give it more. It has to come from within themselves. That's what I think. So for me, I'm not very strict, no.
So
Yeah.
you're more of a
And also, I keep it fun, yeah. You know,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I make jokes with the athletes, and I think that's also a jiu-jitsu thing. We have memes, you know. We have our group chat. Everyone has memes. I think that's also important, keeping it fun, right? And that's also when I created Kiri. It was all about good community, but also fun. Like we don't take ourselves too serious, and I think that's where a lot of our success comes from. Because if you take yourself too serious, like there's one way to do it, and that's the way. No, you like have fun, and that just motivates them. They want to be on the mat all day because they have fun. And yes, they spar. And I've had criticism from people that say, "Oh, our team, we have too much fun. We're not serious." But you know, the medals don't lie, and our success don't lie either.
Okay,
you know.
okay.
So I don't believe. Yeah, that's yeah.
So for your students, so they're just self-disciplined. Yeah.
Yes, but we do have, of course, for our national athletes, which are under, you know, they're under our federation. No, they have to train twice a day from the ministry, right? And if they don't train that, and we make daily reports and we send it, and of course, if they miss multiple times, the ministry might call them in or inquire why they haven't been training. So there's definitely some rules and conditions for the
there's
national
some
athletes. Yeah,
There is some, so it's not that
which
strict,
comes from the
but there's some structure.
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So I always thought that you need like a coach, like, so for I keep going to Khabib, I'm a fanboy.
Sure.
So he has his dad, Abdul Manap.
Yes.
And he's like a war veteran. He's in his 60s. So generally, people just respect him and see him as like a father figure.
Yeah.
But for you, you're very young, and
Yeah.
your students are young as well.
Yes.
So I find it hard for you, I think, to balance it, for being a friend and a coach.
Yeah, I don't struggle with it too much. I kind of feel natural to me. Yes, Also, the way we structured Kiri is that we have multiple coaches, and this is, you know, some gyms they just have one coach or one program, which can be good as well. For me, I always liked having multiple coaches would have different body types or different skills, so they can share what works for them. So then the students, they get little bits from each different person, and then they can use what works best for them. That's what I like. Yeah.
What do you offer to your students?
Problem solving.
Problem solving.
Yeah. So Jiu-Jitsu, I think it's a problem solving sport. Okay, you stuck on bottom, right? The
Okay.
guy has your arms like that. This is a problem we're in. How do I get out?
Okay.
So that's problem solving.
Okay.
But it's just under a high amount of pressure, right? Because if you do the wrong move, you get choked out, right?
Right.
If you're on top and you do the wrong move, now you're on bottom. So there is a big consequences to if you mess up. But I think in the end, it's problem solving. So I think that's also a jiu-jitsu class, right? Okay, guys, if you're here on the bottom, this is a problem. How do we get out? One way to get out is you push the knee, you go to half guard, you get an underhook. And that's also a conceptual thing. Oh, if you have the underhooks, this is very good because you can get out a lot of positions, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I think this is a good way to teach. Yeah.
So I'll get, if I were to be your students, I would know.
But I will
problem
not take
solving.
you from Sensei Eugene
Since
because he's a dear friend of mine. Yeah.
he is.
Yes, we
Okay.
used to train together all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, since white belts. I might have been a blue belt when he started, yeah. And he's a great taekwondo coach as well. He
teaches
used to
both.
be in the national team in Japan as a national athlete for taekwondo.
Pretty sure he's Korean and he.
Yeah, he's
he goes
Korean
to Japan.
Japanese.
Oh, he's Korean Japanese.
Yes. And I think he was on the Japanese taekwondo team as a national athlete. And he has over 300 taekwondo matches.
Really?
And old school taekwondo. So not the new school taekwondo where it's point, touch, touch, touch. It's the old school one where you kick as hard as you can.
you kill.
Yes, so Eugene, I'm sure he broken many arms in competitions.
I do not know
You
that.
should talk to him about it.
We sparred
Yeah.
kickboxing.
Okay.
He kills my leg.
Yes.
He's
yes.
heavy too, you know.
I know. I love training with him.
He
Yeah.
walks around at I think pretty sure it's 90, 95.
Yeah, he's big now. He used to be a lot
he's
skinnier.
wham.
But he used to be also national coach for Cambodia, assistant national coach for national taekwondo team, back in the days.
Back in the days.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
Nice.
that. I feel
Yeah.
so bad now. He's Japanese.
He's Korean.
I always thought he's
Japanese. Korean Japanese.
Korean Japanese.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you saw in Cambodia?
Crazy thing I saw in Cambodia.
I actually
I
don't
saw
know.
many things, but I cannot get too much details. But I think it was 2011 or something like that. I was at a friend's, how do you say that? Like out of town house, like a holiday house, not too
Vacation
far.
house.
Yes, kind of like the farm, you know. And one of the family members drove up to the farm, and they got followed by two guys on a bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then they stopped right in front of the house, and they pointed guns at the driver, at the man at all the jewelry and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they shot one of the bodyguards, and then they drove off. Yes, it's crazy. You want a crazy story? That's a crazy story. But I want to get into more details to that. Like,
Okay.
but no one died or anything like that.
The
but
bodyguard lived.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But that is one of the probably crazy things I've seen. I mean, just in general, like a little bit more light, right? Not too heavy, but a little bit more light is just like, you know, how many people can fit on a motorbike in Cambodia?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like, that's
probably
crazy for me
7.
already, coming from Holland, you know.
Probably 7.
I've had some good experience with the indigenous people in Mondokri. You know, they have their own beliefs and their own, like, when they do these sacrifices or these rituals, that's really cool, you know.
There's a tribe in Mandolkari.
Yeah, it's called like Chunchit.
I don't know
people.
that.
Yeah, Chunchit Pnong.
Well, I don't know that.
And their language, they have their own language, bro. How come you don't know that?
You're learning from a foreigner.
I don't know that.
Yes,
Oh.
they are hill tribes.
Oh,
So
okay.
they are not even Buddhists. They are animalists, and so they believe in the spirits in the forests and stuff like that. So they do their sacrifice, and they use like certain bird feathers and stuff like that, and they have their own language.
Do they welcome you?
Oh, they're they're very friendly.
Oh.
Indigenous people in Mondokri, Ratanakri, even in the Cardamom Mountains, they also have.
Ah,
Indigenous
we
people.
should go visit, guys.
Yeah, now's
I
a good
haven't.
time to go.
Have you ever
Yes. So I actually have a project in Mondokuri. It's called Kiri Wild. So we have Kiri Jiu-Jitsu and we have Kiri Wild, which is in Mondokuri in Dakdam. It's 60 hectares, mountain, two hilltops.
Mm-hmm.
It's the coldest place I found in Cambodia, and that's why I love it so much.
It's in the mountain.
In the mountains. Yeah, it's 900 meters elevation.
Mm.
So in Cambodia, that's quite high, you know. It's really nice. So I love that. I love to do, I have a project in mind, but it's going to take many years, you know. But it's good something to look out for.
It's probably doing jiu-jitsu in the mountains.
There you go. That's one part of it, you know. Just like having this nature stay, you know, eco resort stuff like that, some nature reserve stuff to it.
Mhm.
But doing camps, doing jiu-jitsu camps, or it could be, you know, music stuff or festivals. But just doing that at a nice location where it's cold and very natureful. Yeah.
Is in the future.
In the future, yeah.
How
I
close-
mean, if you ask me, it can be tomorrow, but you know, it will cost a lot of money to start it,
Yes.
and I'm very busy at the moment with everything that's going on. So hopefully, between now and 10 years, yes.
how do you feel to be part of something really big, the Jiu-Jitsu Federation?
Yes, it gives me a lot of joy, you know, because we started with zero, you know. Jiu-Jitsu Federation was created in 2017, and I think we only had like 3 national athletes on roster, and now we have 15 national athletes on roster that all get salary and compete. So having seen that growth, you know, it's very rewardful, right? It gives back a lot, you know, when you go to a competition and you see everyone, all the stuff they had to do, everything we had to do and go through to earn that. You know, it's the biggest reward you can get, you know. So that's very fulfilling, you know. There's a lot of obstacles and very challenging stuff, but it's always worth it in the end. It also gives a lot of responsibilities, you know. Being in this role, you know, like let's say I want to do the project in Mondokuri, I cannot because, you know, it's too many responsibility to the athletes, to the team.
It's far as well.
Sorry?
It's far from here.
Yeah, like 6 hours. Yeah, but I mean, like that's later anyways. I have kids also, so I cannot just go in the mountains
buy some.
later. But so yes, so I definitely feel being part of a bigger thing
Mm-hmm.
that gives a lot of it gives a lot of motivation, energy as well.
Feel important,
Yeah,
empowered.
Yeah.
One of the thing I remember
Yeah.
in the old Kiri gym
Yes.
is it you who said it, or you wrote something on the wall like don't come in smelling like cat piss?
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, someone wrote it.
Maybe someone did that.
Someone
but,
said it or wrote it.
Yeah, I had at the old Kiri. I had some big posters like cut your fingernails, cut your
Mm.
nails, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Wash your feet. Yeah,
Yeah, hygiene is one of
hygiene
the
is important.
do people get staph infection here?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I think staph infection is one of the like things that suck about jiu-jitsu, and just grappling, right? Grappling, it's quite common. Even like in Kung Khmer, right? Striking, because the
Mhm.
mats, you get a cut on your feet, and then it's easy to get infected. Especially like in Southeast Asia, it's so humid here, right? So it's so easy for the infections to get. I think we've been quite fortunate at Kiri that we haven't had too many cases.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you go somewhere like Phuket, right? You have Phuket Top Team, you have all these big gyms where a lot of fighters come from like Eastern Europe for fight camps, right?
Mhm.
Big names, Bang Tao MMA.
Bang Tao, yeah.
People like that, even they have staph infection, they keep training because they have a fight coming up. So the rate of staph infection at that place is really high, you know? And then sometimes we get those people visit Cambodia, and like if you have a staph infection, we see it, you're not allowed to train, you know? You go to the doctor, get antibiotics, and at least 2 weeks you cannot train. And I've had problems before where like a student, he had staph, and I tell him you cannot train. He say, come on, I have a competition coming up.
Oh, dang.
I said, no, you know, they get mad at me,
That's
you know?
disgusting.
But you can infect everyone else that has a competition coming up. So staph infection definitely sucks.
How do you prevent it?
So obviously you clean the mats, right? What we
Mhm.
do with medical crate, cleaning supplies, all that stuff. But I think there's also making sure you shower after you train, because you don't want to train and then hang out for an hour, then drive home for an hour, and then go shower, because then all this time, these bacteria can build up.
Marination.
Yes, exactly. So you
Okay.
wanna shower as quickly after training.
Okay.
And if you have any open wounds, you want to cover that up. So especially when you just start training, your skin is very soft, so it's easy to get a mat burn. A mat burn is when you shoot for double and then the skin gets off your knee and you have a scrape, right?
Right.
So how do you prevent that? You can wear these spats, these leggings, or gi pants. So there's a layer, so you're not easy to get cut up. Or if you have a small cut on your feet, just wear a sock. You know what I mean?
Right.
So stuff like that, you can prevent it. And just hygienic, like shower at least 2 hours before your class, shower right after, you know, stuff like that. It's just kind of like regular sense, you know?
There were some sessions where I was just way too tired.
Yes.
2 hours of training, 1 hour sparring, you know, after
Yes.
just come back, crash.
Yes.
So that would be risky.
That will be risky. So yes, I mean, this happens, right? Especially if you don't know about stuff and stuff like that. You can train jiu-jitsu, and especially the hardest time in jiu-jitsu is your first 6 months, because you just get beat up and you're super tired, and people keep telling you, stop going so hard, you're using too much power. For me, I almost quit jiu-jitsu in the beginning because they were saying, Jasper, you go too hard, you use too much power. It's like, what is he talking about? For me, in my mind, I was not using any power. But looking back, I was like spazzing. I was, you know, so before you start to realize how to use your power and stuff like that, it takes a while. It takes maybe 6 months. So those first 6 months, you're going to get beat up by people that are way smaller than you, and they do it so effortless. It's very like disheartening sometimes, right? You're like, oh, maybe she just quit it. This guy was not so nice because he said I was going too hard. But I think the most important, you just keep showing up. And then the longer with jiu-jitsu, the longer you do it, the more fun it becomes. Because your book of skills, it becomes wider, right? Your library. You start having more cards. And it's almost like you're playing cards.
Every
it's like,
session
oh,
is different.
you give me that card. Oh, I can counter with this card.
Yeah.
It almost becomes like a game. It becomes a game, right?
It is a game.
So the longer you do it, the more cards you have, the more fun it becomes. Just the first 6 months is the hardest, and it's also when most people quit.
Oh.
And that's the hard thing about jiu-jitsu. It's when you start it, like we get like Marines, right? US Marines, they're like buff, they're strong. They come in a gym, you know, of course, and then like a 50 kilo girl roll with them and taps them. Of course, that humbles you, you know? And some people, they take it either. They're like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this again because I did all this work, and or they're like, okay, this is where I can learn more, you
the
know?
drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. So, and sometimes it's also that with older people, like there's this saying, like you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. And I think this is also a little bit hard for MMA in South Asia sometimes to grow, because if they have like a very strong striking background, they're sometimes not really open to start all the way from zero again in a different martial art. Because you have to be humble and be ready to learn, and it will be a slow growth process.
That's what happened to me, you know. It was Jiu-Jitsu at Monster. It had
Yeah.
2 years of it,
Yeah.
but I couldn't strike.
Yes,
There was
yes,
zero
yes.
striking experience. And I have this friend Chris, and we were sparring. And he just chopped down my leg. I just couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And
No kicks.
that's why I had to improve my striking as well. So now
Nice.
I have 2 years of
Yes.
grappling, 2 years of striking.
That's very good. That's also like, it's good to engage in the parts where you're not good at, right? To improve. Because if you just stick at the parts you're good at, you're not gonna grow so much. Yeah.
Okay. What's the hardest thing you encountered running Kiri?
Hardest thing, hardest thing. It's probably dealing, one, is with when people get injured, and two, it's sometimes with like problematic people. Problematic people is not so much a hard thing, because, you know, I can stand up for myself and for my team, so I don't really feel. But injuries, it really sucks, because you feel really sorry for the athlete, and sometimes it can be a long road to recovery. So yeah, probably when athletes get injured.
What's the worst injury you had to deal with? Is it confidential?
No, it's not confidential. You know, knee injuries. Knee injuries in general are the worst, just in any sport. And I'm talking specifically about a teared off, ruptured ACL. So your ACL, that's this meniscus in your knee. You have multiple. You have on the inside, outside, and if that completely tears off, you need to have reconstructive surgery. And the road to recovery, it's like a year time. So this can be really, because one, that athlete cannot train for 1 year, which already sucks. But it's also such a damage to their confidence, right? Because once they're back, they still feel not so confident in their leg. So yeah, and you have to explain it to the parents, So I think this is probably like this is the most hard part. Yeah.
Oh my god, I know
Injury.
this full
But
well,
yes.
but it was just a week. So
Yeah.
last
So
week
I mean,
I went climbing,
yes. Okay.
and
Yeah.
and I was like 4 meters up,
Yeah.
and I jumped down, sprained my
Jiu-Jitsu.
ankle.
Okay. Ankle is
Less.
fine.
But
Ankle's
but
fine.
but it's not doing good now, and I was in bed for like the first 5 days.
Ankle is okay.
Ankles.
I'm never worried about ankle injuries.
Thank God.
To be honest, yeah. Even in Jiu-Jitsu, sometimes people don't tap to ankle injury or like ankle submission. Even in competition, everything is cracking. For me, I'm never too worried about it. Most of the time, it just heals itself over time.
It does. It does.
Yeah, but for knee injuries, nah, that really sucks. Yeah.
So when it's torn, you have to like.
Surgery.
Oh
Yeah.
damn. Okay.
And it just takes forever, and it's a long road to recovery. Yeah. So yeah.
What's the best memory with the Kiri family?
Best memory with our Kiri family and our national team. Maybe last month. If it's last month, was it last month? I think it was maybe June. We went to the Philippines for the Southeast Asia Championship with our national team. We had 18 national athletes. And everyone did so well. Everyone did so good. And the whole competition, the whole region was talking about Cambodia. And yeah, everything, it went so well. So that was probably like the best competition to date. Besides that, maybe it's a little bit of a hate-love relationship was our 32nd SEA Games last year. Oh, sorry, 2023 in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Which I was the sport director for the Jiu-Jitsu part. So we were the organizers and we had our team competing. And then we never hosted a competition before in Cambodia besides the national championship. So this was so stressful, And also Jiu-Jitsu was the first sport of the whole SEA Games, like meaning the first days. So it was just, it was very challenging leading up to the SEA Games. But then when it was finally over and seeing the athletes, they got their medals and whatnot, and everyone got a lot of boost from it. So it was the most challenging, but also very rewarding in other ways. Yeah.
So, what happened
with organizing?
with organizing?
So it was just challenging because you're also dependent on a lot of other instances and other people, right? Because you cannot just organize it, do everything yourself. We all share one building. The equipment comes from one company, the internet, like stuff like that. And us being the first sport, because we had a very high chance for a medal with Jessa Khan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Jessa Khan. So yeah, our goal was to get the first gold medal was in Jiu-Jitsu, right, for the SEA Games. So we were the first sport. So I think it's easiest when you're the last sport of that 2-3 week event because everything is there already, right? The internet is installed. You can just get it from everywhere. But we were the first, so a lot of things were last minute. And me being a sport director, such a big role, without really having hosted a lot of competitions before, right? Because we never done so in Cambodia. Yeah, I think that just was challenging in general, but I think we did a good job with it. So
if it goes bad, it's on you.
That's part of it. Yes. Yes.
But it went well.
Yes, it went very well, and I think it was really good. Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
So, are you planning to host any other tournaments?
So we have a yearly national championship going up. So this is under our Ju-Jitsu Federation of Cambodia. It's our national championship. All Cambodians are allowed to join. It's free, and we host it now at RUPP, right behind here, right?
Right.
This is RUPP, right?
Royal University of Phnom Penh.
Yeah, I don't want to disclose the location of the studio, but it's right at the back.
Okay.
But they have this old auditorium. I think it was by Van Molly Van, the architect.
Okay.
That's where we host the national championship. I really like that venue. So we do our national Jiu-Jitsu championship there every year. Will probably be maybe end of this year or beginning next year. But next year we're planning to host the Southeast Asia Championship, which we just joined in Philippines, and last year it was in Bali. We bid and we want to host it in Cambodia next year. And we're planning to host it in Siem Reap in 2026, probably in the month of August.
Okay.
So we're very excited about this.
Month of August, 1 year. Okay.
Yes, and very excited about this, but still we have, a lot, like the venue, stuff like that's challenging. But yeah, we're very excited also to welcome all the other federations, which we now work already with for so many years and have so many, good relationships with. We really want to show them Siem Reap as well. So not only we host a successful tournament, we also want to showcase Cambodia at its best. And I think Siem Reap is such a good location for hosting sport events. I think, not just in Jiu-Jitsu in general, I think there's a lot of room for growth there, just for international events as well. Because, for Phnom Penh, I don't want to like to host in Phnom Penh because you come at the airport, it's mostly concrete, not a lot of green spaces, a lot of traffic. But, you come in Siem Reap, everything is green, you have the old city, and you have Angkor Wat, and all the temples and Walk Street, stuff like that.
Pop Street.
Walk Street is different.
Walk Street is.
Yes. So I think it's such a good experience for just everyone in the region to go and compete. I just hope there will be one day a really nice arena or stadium built in Siem Reap. I think that's what's lacking right now.
Please.
So right now we're looking at convention centers, stuff like that, kind of like these wedding halls.
Okay.
But ideally, there's like an indoor.
Man,
stadium
this is
one day.
inside information.
Yeah.
I have a year.
A year,
To
yes,
prepare.
yes, and you can compete. Please prepare. Yes, we're calling on all Cambodian athletes.
I have
to,
1 year. I have 1 year.
Yes,
Okay. Damn.
yes.
Next year's August.
That's what we're planning to with our federation. So we just had our third mandate of our federation, which means like a new board voting, and this is the number one priority, moving forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Hosting this event successfully.
Kim Sung Podcast, sponsored by Crystal Birdness, healthy and amazing in the same time.
Kind of like a bubble tea.
It does feel like that. How do you tell a student's going to be successful?
You don't always can tell. So, and I don't really need to see that in an athlete from the beginning. I just want them to enjoy the sport. I want them to enjoy being on the mat, having fun, and just training Jiu-Jitsu. That's what for me is important. Now, years later, they might get more serious into it. Sure, that's a good thing, but I don't try to force it. It has to come natural. But I think you can see when a student becomes good is when they get very passionate. And when they come very passionate, they spend more time on the mat and they spend more time off the mat. Not only studying, because studying sounds boring. Watching, looking at Jiu-Jitsu stuff, watching, just like you watch UFC, right? Just watching Jiu-Jitsu, that already improves your Jiu-Jitsu.
I have a very, serious question.
All right, yeah,
Are you ready?
I guess.
So, I think in Cambodia there's a lack of trash talking. Is it true or not?
A lack of trash talking. I mean, I don't think, like, for Jiu-Jitsu, we don't have to trash talk. I know for something like MMA and UFC, they're they kind of like push to trash talk. Because, like, if you're a big headliner in UFC, you're fighting another guy, if you don't trash talk or get in the spotlight, the other guy might get the sponsorship deal or something like that, right? So it's more of like they're kind of incentivized or pushed to make a spectacle, to make a show. For Jiu-Jitsu, we don't have to trash talk at all, So for us, it's not really necessarily, and we're all friends of the mats. Even with our competitors, we always shake hands. Oh. I do know for our super fights, you try to make it fun, and when you try to make it entertaining, it's good to do that kind of stuff. Have a stare down, push off a little bit. So it's definitely a fun aspect. But for Jiu-Jitsu, it's still so small in Cambodia. There's not too many gyms. So, we just try to grow it at this point.
Yeah. I swear it's only just two, Monster and Kiri.
In Siem Reap, there is Ground Zero. There is a local project called Alka Project, which teaches Jiu-Jitsu to underprivileged kids. We also have a project on the Kiri. It's called Roll for Cambodia, which we use also for people who cannot pay memberships, or we use funds to find them to compete abroad, right? But in terms of gyms, yes, there's very little. I think that's basically it. We have a Kiri Jiu-Jitsu in Battambang, one open in Siem Reap, and in Phnom Penh. So that's 3. Monster Fight Factory.
It's all owned by you, yeah?
No. So Phnom Penh is just owned by me. Siem Reap, it's old coaches Michael and Chris, which are both black belts, Chris Kennedy and Michael Chastain.
Yeah.
They're super coaches. But I mean, that's all theirs. They just use the name Kiri because, you know, they like what the brand stands for. But I don't have ownership into it.
So it's all them.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I saw Chris Kennedy fought.
Yes, at Interclub.
Yeah, at Interclub.
And he also did the power slap. You know a power slap
Yeah,
from
I know
Dana White?
Yeah.
He was the first fight in season 1.
Really?
And so the first fight is season 1, and he got knocked out cold. And Nate Diaz retweeted that stuff. Like, yeah. He didn't even get the chance to punch the guy back.
Yes. So it was...
And he was out cold. He woke up on the ground, and he was like, what happened? Was I fighting someone, you know? So...
I swear, that's a sport that you speed run death. CTE, brain damage, concussions.
I'm not a fan of power slap stuff. Nah. You know, I like sports where you can show your personality, you know, or develop your own personality through it. And stuff like Jiu-Jitsu or MMA, that's perfect ways to showcase that, you know? Power slap, no. Not for me. Yeah.
You're not getting sponsored by Dana.
Nope. I don't think so.
Okay, I want to turn our attention into competition now.
Sure.
So how do you improve your fighter's recovery?
So recovery, you have the basic stuff, you know, sleep, your diet. There's some active recovery you can do, you know. But often you're also limited by what you have. So I know some teams in Abu Dhabi, they're like super sponsored. All their athletes have this tracker, I forgot the name of it. They can exactly see their output, and it will tell them when they need to rest more or when they need to recover more.
Is it Whoop?
Yeah, Whoop, yes. And you have a monthly subscription, right?
No, they sell yearly now.
Yearly, but it's like expensive, right?
Yeah, it is.
How much, like $200 a year?
200 something.
Yeah, and imagine doing that for 15 athletes, right?
Oh.
So that's just like Abu Dhabi. In Abu Dhabi, a lot of those athletes, they all have that stuff, and the coaches then track. It's like to see, oh, he's not so performing well, and then they can check it and then they can read it. So stuff like that, you can improve your recovery, but you know, like we cannot really afford that, right?
Okay.
So, so I think going back to basics, that's important. I also feel like most people have more than they often can give. So for me, I always think the more time spent studying and training equals better results, but you just have to be careful for overtraining.
And how do you find the sweet spot of pushing your limits?
I think that's hard. I think you have to push it and get too far to kind of know your threshold. You know, to kind of go over it first. It's like, oh, I went too far, so next time I'll just stop before there, you know, stuff like that. And for everyone will be different. And then it also affected by what's going, you know, maybe they have some personal stress that will affect all that stuff. So there's so many factors, right? So it's kind of like balancing. I think after a time to kind of, they have to feel their own body. And that takes time to know that, you know. That's why you have to be, I think, a little bit careful when you start to not go overboard. So, for example, if you're doing kickboxing and you throw a hook with a bad form and you feel your shoulder hurt, but then you keep going. Before you know it, you have a shoulder injury that's going to last for 6 months. You know? Yes, I'm sure a lot of people have this.
I did that.
Yeah. Most people do. But then when you come back, you know now when you're kickboxing and you throw a hook and you feel, it's like, oh, I got to stop right now. I'm going to take an ice bath after. I'm going to see how it feels tomorrow. So that is something that you learn from experience. By going too far, by making that first mistake.
Oh, okay.
And that is, I think, also a lot of personal, like it has to be from the athlete itself, kind of feel it. Also, a common mistake is that they train hard every day. It's also, I think, it's good to do this method that you have one hard day and then you have not a rest day, but a less loaded day. And then the next day you have a hard day again. I think this is quite a good approach, which our old coach, T, he came up with this program. He studied all that stuff for it, you know. I think this is quite good. Yeah, and I think a common mistake is also going from 0 to 100, you know, especially in Jiu-Jitsu. Like, it's all these little muscles that you never used in your life. So if then, okay, I'm going to start Jiu-Jitsu today. I'm going to try in 6 days a week, twice a day. You know, you're going to overload your body. Something going to snap, like injury-wise, right? So you want to build it up. Okay, let's start 3 days a week. Boom, 3 classes. Okay, after 1 month, my body feels good. Now let's increase it a little bit. Let's add a second day. And that's, I think, gradual progression like that, that is good. But a lot of people, in the beginning, that's a common mistake. They go from 0 to 100. Yeah.
They have no patience.
Yes, yes.
Do you do kickboxing at Kiri? MMA? In Kiri?
So we used to do, the first 3 years at Kiri, we had kickboxing and MMA as well. So I love kickboxing. I started doing Dutch kickboxing before I even came to Cambodia. So I really like kickboxing, and I really like the mix between kickboxing and Jiu-Jitsu. Should we just say striking? Because kickboxing, I also mean Kung Khmer. I mean all forms of striking, right? So striking and grappling. I love that mix because when I started, let's say it's Monday. Okay, Monday I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu. And then that evening you're doing Jiu-Jitsu, you're kind of looking forward for the next day because you're going to do striking.
Yeah.
And then when you're striking, tomorrow will be something else.
Oh, is it like
so
a switch?
I remember when I was doing that, I always felt, always looking forward for the next day, right? So currently we don't do striking at Kiri. It also came because our national team, right? We train more Jiu-Jitsu, and you only have so many prime hours. And we only have 1 mat space. So in the future, like, we'll expand a bigger gym. I will have multiple mat spaces. So I can have multiple different classes at the same time. Because you only have that prime hours, right? Like 6 p.m. or people get back from school or in the morning or 12 noon. So because of our national team, and I made a decision, which was a hard decision, to take out striking from our schedule 2 years ago. Now we will bring it back soon, but we're just going to do it once or twice a week first.
How soon are we talking?
September. Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Yes.
I'll see you there.
yes. But not too often. And the evening classes are still quite hard to put it in there because, you know, everyone, like, you know, we're quite a niche and we're about Jiu-Jitsu and we want to have the best Jiu-Jitsu as possible. And we want to, like, have our national team be the best, right?
I think you can make it work, but it's going to be too late.
That is a problem we're looking at right now. That is the problem, that it's too late. Because I never want to do striking class after Jiu-Jitsu class in the evening. Because after a Jiu-Jitsu class, let's say it's a 1 hour class, we do 40 minutes technique, we spar 20 minutes. After the class is done, people still going to spar for maybe an hour. So if you only have 1 hour for Jiu-Jitsu and then you start striking, then everyone that want to spar, they cannot. So it limits their training. Right. So I always want to finish with Jiu-Jitsu. So that means that then I have to move Jiu-Jitsu to start later, which will also make problems. Like, it's also a little bit problem because we only have 1 mat area.
Right.
And our mat is not that big, you know?
It is big.
It's 7 by 10 meters, you know? It's
7 by 10 is
it's not that big.
I think it's
but it's, I mean, it's big enough for 1 class, right? 1 Jiu-Jitsu class. You cannot do Jiu-Jitsu there, kickboxing here at the same hour.
Can you not expand to the other side?
We cannot because the other side, the flooring is just wooden panels on the metal,
right?
Or steel. So it's not a real floor. So we have to make concrete floor. It will be very complicated.
It's high up too.
Yeah. So old building as well. You know, it's
right.
old town. So no, the natural thought will be to expand our location one day. No plans right now, so I cannot tell you any news. Okay. One day.
How do you consider weak mentality?
Weak mentality is not admitting your faults. What I experienced with sometimes with students, they did something wrong, you know, maybe they got angry, you know what I mean? They did something, or they shouted at someone, or they hurt someone, and and when you talk to them one-on-one, respectfully, and you say, hey man, like this was not okay, and then they don't admit it. They will say maybe sorry, but I think I was right. You know, this is something I encountered multiple times, and stuff like that is quite hard to work with that if they're not willing to admit, you know. It's like, or they're never wrong in their book, you know, like no one is perfect. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. So if you can just admit to that, I think that is already a right step, you know, in the right direction. And then sometimes people, this is quite, yeah.
Narcissism, basically.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly, yeah.
Okay, now.
But I feel like calling a person a narcissist is quite a
strong.
bad, yeah.
It's way too strong.
Yeah.
But okay, so if you look over to your students and you call them out on their wrongdoings,
Yes.
so who looks over you?
Good question. Well, also I do also have people who look over me. So, for example, my other coaches, right? We have a team of coaches. They also chime in. It's like, hey Jasper, I think we should do this different. They will call out, you know, they will call it out to me like it is, and I really appreciate them for it.
That's good.
And not only my coaches, also the board of our Jiu-Jitsu Federation, right? So yeah, that's a good question, and I think that's also important, because sometimes what happens with people in power, that they can get blinded by that, you know.
I think so.
Yeah, this happens a lot as well, and you know, again, they're humans, so it's also a natural thing to happen. But if you can come back from that, I think that's important. Yeah.
Can you name some instances where you caught yourself doing something
Ooh, good question.
I guess, wrong in the Jiu-Jitsu book, or you might have maybe have not caught on?
Sure. I mean, maybe an easy example is in a competition. When I make a wrong call, when I challenge it, but I should have waited, or it was the wrong challenge, or, you know, decisions you make. You send an athlete to a training camp, and maybe it was not the right time for it, you know? And then you find out later, or you cut someone from the team, you know? Because we only get a certain amount of positions each year for national athletes. You have to decide who you're going to put, you know? And I have made wrong mistakes with that as well, you know? And you feel very bad because it's such a big impact for the athlete life.
True, it is.
But again, you know, you admit to your failures, you say sorry, and you try to solve it as best you can, you move on. That's important, yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy that your decision will impact their life, basically. So so only a few spots for the national competition.
National team,
Yeah,
roster.
for the national team roster.
Yeah.
And so this guy's been training, and he's like, you don't make the cut.
Yeah. And this is sometimes why we, you know, we have a reason also. It's like, okay, we got the SEA Games coming up, and they allow 2 athletes per country for each weight class. Oh, they don't have your weight class, so we won't put you in. Like, that sounds like a good reason, you know, but stuff like that is tricky, right? It's hard. Yeah.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah, but and then even when you do it, it's not always the right. And sometimes there's also a pressure of time. It's like, you know, like, oh, you guys have to, like, you know, we have a deadline, right? So you don't always have all the information and stuff like that. So you do make mistakes, and I think that's also very natural. And yeah, and it's not a bad thing to make mistakes. Yeah.
It's good to be aware of it.
Yeah.
And to not have yes men around you. Someone to keep you in check.
Yes, that's true. That's why I appreciate my coaches and our team and my federation, our board very much, because they will call it out to me. You know, when they think I made a wrong choice, they will tell me, and that is very good. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Good.
How's the energy?
Good. No.
You need any breaks?
No, I'm
You
good.
seem
I'm fine.
Okay. I want to know what advice stuck with you now, that you've given throughout your. It could be your jiu-jitsu journey, or it could be your entire life.
Yeah, I have one advice that stuck with me, and that came through jiu-jitsu, and which I apply to different aspects in my life. And that is, when you're pulling off a jiu-jitsu technique, you need to get all the details right first. So meaning, let's say I do a scissor sweep. I need to get my hand in, but I make sure it's deep enough. I need to get their arm so they cannot post. I need to get their balance, you know, their leverage. There's all these little things. I need to get everything in place before I actually do the move. And only when you have all these little things in place, then the move will work. This you can also apply to your daily life. Or let's say you're doing a business, right?
Right.
If you then move for your business, let's say I'm launching this business idea. If you just, okay, I'm gonna launch it, I'm gonna make a Facebook page, name, oh, we're public. It's probably not gonna work.
It's probably not.
But if you get your, you know, your description, if you get your banner, your team, you get some videos done, your photos done, so that when the moment you go online, when you launch, everything is there. All the little details are there. That's when you do the impact, and that's when it works. And that is what I learned through Jiu-Jitsu, and that's what I try to apply also in my daily life or in business. Yeah.
However, there's a counter philosophy where our podcast did.
Yes.
It was a ready, shoot, aim.
Okay.
So we started by just doing.
Yes.
And we'll improve along the way.
Yes. Very important as well. Yes.
So there's a middle ground, I think.
Yes. And I think it's the same in Jiu-Jitsu, right? You just start and you know nothing yet, but then along the lines, I learned that I have to have all these details ready for the move to work.
Mm.
So, yeah. So that's what for me personally, yeah.
Having you repeating the word jiu-jitsu,
Mhm.
I've always wondered, how do you spell Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
So I'll just tell about Jiu-Jitsu because it's a little bit confusing. So for our Ju-Jitsu Federation, we spell it differently than Kiri BJJ.
Yes.
Okay, so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you spell J-I-U, J-I-T-S-U. And for the Jiu-Jitsu Federation, it's without that first I. It's just J-U.
Mm.
The reason that comes from is that the Jiu-Jitsu Jiu-Jitsu International Federation, they come from a Japanese aspect. So they were already operational long before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu got invented. So when you talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's literally what we're doing at Kiri Jiu-Jitsu. But in Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, there's a lot of different, how do you say that? Disciplines. You have fighting Jiu-Jitsu, which is kind of like a karate mix with Jiu-Jitsu.
Mhm.
You have like a demonstration Jiu-Jitsu. So that's just, a different way of writing. For our federation, we decided to go with the traditional way because our Jiu-Jitsu Federation, we also include those other disciplines. So in our Jiu-Jitsu Federation of Cambodia, we not only have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is, yes, the biggest part and is the most popular sport worldwide. We also have the demonstration, it's called Do a Show, and also the fighting Jiu-Jitsu, which is like a point system Jiu-Jitsu karate thing. It's kind of like MMA, but you cannot use power. So you kind of like karate, you punch, you bring it back, you get a point.
Okay.
And then the moment you start grappling, you cannot punch again. You get a takedown, you get points. And when you go on the ground, you cannot punch, but you can submit. And when you stand up, you start in part 1 again where you can strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I swear I saw it's called slap jiu-jitsu. So you get
No, that
someone
is
on
called
slap.
combat jiu-jitsu.
Okay, combat.
And that is totally different.
Okay.
So that's basically Brazilian jiu-jitsu where you can open palm strike people. Yes. So you can only slap. And guys, open palm strike, it can be very effective.
Where?
You want to strike right here at the bottom of your palm.
Here.
Yes.
This is solid, by the way.
That's solid. You can knock out someone with it. And if you guys know Bas Rutten, he's a Dutch martial artist, which inspired me to start training jiu-jitsu, pick it up back in the days. And he was fighting in a Japanese promotion, was called Pancrase, Pancrase. And it was kind of like MMA before the UFC was there. They were wearing a little bit protective gears. It was in a ring in Japan, and the crowds were like 50, 60,000 people were watching. It was huge in Japan. It was #1 sport. But they had open palm strikes. So you're not allowed to punch with your fist, but with palm strikes only. But they can be very effective.
On the
and
ground
also
as well?
on the ground as well. And also it protects your hands, because if you punch with your knuckles, you can hurt your knuckles very badly. But your palm, it's most of the time okay if you do a palm strike. So I'm
rock solid.
Rock solid, yes.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's like this, and you can just.
Yeah, just hooks. You can do everything with it, combos and everything like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would most likely win? A really good wrestler or really good Jiu-Jitsu practitioner.
Yes. That will depend on the rule set.
Okay, here's the
Just-
rule set.
Yes, give me the rule set.
A generic Jiu-Jitsu match.
Then a Jiu-Jitsu guy will win. If you say a generic, like maybe in gi, or even no gi. Because for Jiu-Jitsu, the ground is where it starts. So they are very comfortable being on the bottom in the ground, and the wrestler will be very uncomfortable going onto the ground with them. But they both have to engage to each other.
Right.
So the wrestler also has to engage when the opponent is on the ground. And the person on the ground is basically inviting them to play Jiu-Jitsu. So they are submission. And in traditional wrestling, the moment it's to the ground, you count and it's finished, right? There's
Right.
not a lot going on the ground. So the Jiu-Jitsu guy will win in that rule set. Yes.
How about a Jiu-Jitsu practitioner and an MMA practitioner?
Well, that nowadays, the MMA, almost all MMA practitioners nowadays have very good Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
And then in combination with their insane cardio and like MMA, like training MMA is really tough. So, you know, it depends, you know, if they're just doing only Jiu-Jitsu, I probably still give it to the Jiu-Jitsu guy because that's where they spend all their time on, right? Where an MMA guy also have to give like 30% to striking, 30% to wrestling, whatever. Yes, for a Jiu-Jitsu match, yeah.
So having you as a sensei, what would the training schedule like for an MMA guy? Would you recommend to us?
Yeah, well, it depends already how long you've been training, stuff like that. But I would suggest like the more hours spent is the more improvement, as long as your body keeps up with it.
Okay.
So it really will depend per athlete. But you know, you have athletes that can train 6 to 8 hours a day.
No.
I mean, yeah, sure, like that's why it depends, right?
Yeah.
And for some people, they have a different approach. Okay, you know, they spend 3 hours on the mat. But actually, if like the ideal way of training will be train, recover, sleep, train, recover, sleep, train, recover, sleep, and nothing else interfering with their life. That would be the ideal way to create, like, for me, what I think would be the best. But there's always so many things happening in people's life. They have a job, they have studies, girlfriend, relationships, all that stuff. But I mean, the more time spent doing the thing, the better you get, or studying it, right? So yeah, it's not only about training on the mat; it's also about studying off the mat. This is a very overlooked aspect, not only jiu-jitsu, just fighting or skills, right?
Reflection too.
Yes, reflection or studying stuff. I think that's very important. Yeah, knowing why you do something, right? Yeah.
Right. I really wonder.
Yeah.
Do you have any other hobbies besides jiu-jitsu?
Not too much. I mean, not too much. Like I like to go camping and stuff and nature. I don't know.
You feel like a caveman?
Sometimes, because most of the time it's just spent at the gyms these days, you know. But no, I used to do a lot of different things in my life when I was younger. I tried everything, you know, all kind of sports, different hobbies. I did so many things, music. You know, I did so many different things. But now it's mostly just all jiu-jitsu, you know.
Can you make fire?
Yeah, with a lighter.
That's cheating.
I never done that one. No. But no, I love camping. Like I love being in the outdoors, and that's also what I miss currently. Like my life, right? Stuff like that. Traveling is a hobby, but we travel a lot with jiu-jitsu. We go everywhere.
Okay.
A lot of places, which is really cool. But yes, I think just outdoor activities, outdoor hobbies. You know, I used to do like before, like snowboarding, skateboarding. Horse ride, like when I was younger. Like I don't want to horse ride right now, but stuff like that. I used to do a lot of stuff when I was younger. So I feel like I already done all that, so I don't feel too pushed, you know. Yeah, video games, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, you have 10 years on top. That's why you have you found your thing and you.
Yeah, but I mean, jiu-jitsu is not life. It's not everything too, you know. I also have like other stuff I want to do, other projects. But right now it's just it's also because of the team, and we're building something from scratch, and we're the first team of doing this in Cambodia. This all gives extra boost and motivation.
So you're the original.
Yeah, our team is. Yeah.
Okay.
That gives an extra boost, you know? And also coming from, you know, and then when you go to other competitions where some of these countries, they have like 200 jiu-jitsu gyms. And when we go there and we do really well, it just gives you extra boost, you know? Yeah.
Do you go into competition with an underdog mentality?
With an, I mean, it often feels like this because the number of registrations, we're often the lowest amount of registrations.
Right.
So let's give this tournament last month or 2 months ago in the Philippines, the Southeast Asia regional. I think in total there were 500 athletes. We sent 18 athletes. And it's only Southeast Asia, so it's like 7 or 8 countries that joined. I think Vietnam, they sent like 200 athletes, right?
Right.
So definitely you feel the underdog in amount of athletes that we're sending. So yes, we feel that. But then when you do so well, you know, then that is like, you know.
So
that's
how
the
many
reward.
how many matches for one athlete? And do they space out for recovery?
Yes. So we try to register them in as many divisions as is allowed to. So let's say they can compete in the gi and they can compete in no gi. And some competitions you also have open weight, so they're not restricted by the weight class. So, and then we also have the fighting jiu-jitsu, right? So sometimes one athlete can do like 4 or 5 divisions. And these events are normally 2 or 3 day events. And they have to make weight for each day. So, sometimes we're running, like let's say for this tournament, I remember very well, some of our athletes, they're finishing the mat. And it's like, finish the match quick. Submit the guy super quick because the referee on the other mat, they're waiting for you. Right. You know? And if you take longer than X amount of minutes, you're gonna be disqualified.
I was wondering the same thing. What happens if you just spend all your energy on the first guy, and then you have another guy in another division?
Yes, and sometimes that's right at the same time. That's why what you try to tell your athlete then, like try to finish the match as quickly as possible, so you don't use so much energy.
Right.
But no, this happens sometimes. They're like super exhausted and they have to step on the mat, right? In 20 seconds or less. This happens, so you have to deal with it. Yeah.
It's just how it is.
It's just how it is. Yeah. And it's better than to give it a try than to get disqualified, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So there could be cases where you're just beyond exhausted.
Yes.
And just going another next match.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Rough one.
And then the opponent, he's just waiting there and he sees you're exhausted and the coach will tell them the guy's exhausted.
Go for the kill.
Go give it 100%, you know.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. We move on to personal life.
Sure.
How's fatherhood going for you?
Fatherhood, yes. Fatherhood is tough, you know.
What's the toughest?
I mean, like the responsibilities. It's just you don't only have to care for yourself. Like there's a lot of you have to take care of your kids. You learn more patience as well. You know, you need to be very patient with kids. And yeah, it's just more responsibilities and more pressure, right? You need to, school, pay the school and stuff like that. It brings a lot with that too. And yes, you often second guess yourself. You try to be the best father figure you can be. And again, we're not always perfect. So it's also good to keep that in mind as well. So you give it your best you can give. Yeah.
Dude, is it true that when there's two people who love each other very much, and after marriage and they have kids, do you get chunkier?
Chunkier, yes. Look at me. I used to compete. I competed before at 85 kilos. And now I'm 100 kilo plus. So I think that is. I think there's a lot about hormones as well, and just age in general too. And also yes. So yes.
Me and my girlfriend, before we started dating, we were like 6-7 kilos lighter.
Yes, this is often a problem. Yes.
So don't get kids.
Yes.
Oh my days.
No, yeah, there's Ozempic nowadays, right? So
oh no,
it's all good.
Isn't that so? Ozempic, it kills your muscles as well.
Is it really? I have no idea.
It kills everything. You waste away basically.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
That's crazy. Is fighting a good profession?
Fighting, I think, is a good profession. I think it's so old. It's like right? It's like one of the first professions maybe not the first, but I
Not
mean like
profession, I don't think.
not profession, but it is a way of life, right? You had the warriors. I think it's just if you're only a fighter, it's quite hard, right? If I'm only a fighter, you're only gonna have so many years of a career that you can earn money from fights, and often it's not that much money.
Mm.
But if you are a fighter, but then you become also an influential figure, right?
Mhm.
You get followers. So after your fighting career, you can maybe you open your own gym, and
Mhm.
that's, you know, you get that gym or you get that reputation by being a fighter. So I think being a like fighter as a profession is more of like a stepping stone as well. You need to have a follow-up plan after that. You cannot just be only a fighter and then retire and do nothing.
Mhm.
You know, I think it's important also. But nowadays, you know, it's such a big sport, right? If you look at MMA, UFC, right? In the 90s until now, I think it's probably the fastest growing sport that was out there.
I think it is.
And it's just like in the core of humans, right? Just like wrestling, fighting. Look at the old Roman Empire, you know, it's like gladiator, like people love to watch it. So I think it's never gonna go out of style, and it's growing, right? It's gonna become harder and harder to get in the top. That's what I think as well, because nowadays this new generation, they start training when they're like 5 years old, and then, you know, if you start training when you're 20 to go compete with those guys, yes, it's possible, but, you know, it'll be a lot harder. Yeah.
Would you put your kids in fighting?
Sure. If they want to, they can. Yeah. I would not push them to. So I want them to have basic Jiu-Jitsu skills, maybe
would.
like a blue belt level. And it's more for my daughter, you know, because my son is a big boy, he'll be fine. But I think that's also more feeling at ease as a parent. If, like, let's say your kids go study abroad, you know, you don't want to feel worried. If they're like a blue belt level Jiu-Jitsu or higher, you feel like confident they know how to deal with these kind of like situations and they can defend themselves. I think that's important. If they want to be a fighter, yeah, they can. If they want to be, yeah, I will support it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If they want to be a singer, I will support that too. You know, yeah.
I think I would do the exact same. I would
Yeah.
give them enough for self-defense.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
But you would also give them the option to choose.
Yeah, yeah. I will not even like. Yeah, I will give them the option. I will not force them to choose. You know, like it's up to them.
Okay.
You know, maybe they're like, maybe they choose to want to compete in Jiu-Jitsu until they're 30 years old. I mean, sure, you know, that's possible. Yeah.
Okay. Sensei Jasper.
Yes.
We're gonna stray away from jiu-jitsu into a bit of philosophy and how you perceive life.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Can try.
What guiding principle do you live by outside of martial arts?
What I try to live by.
To
Try to live by to do good, be good to people, help people around you. I like the stoicism.
Stoicism.
Stoicism. Yeah, stoicism.
Yeah,
Being
stoicism.
a stoic.
Stoic.
I like this because it's kind of like a guidebook to deal with real life situations where not everyone is like, you know, you get people which, you know, it's hard to deal with people, and instead of just saying, he's wrong, I won't talk to the guy, is to more just admit it. There are gonna be people in your life that's gonna make it difficult for you,
Mm-hmm.
or not agree with you, and even if you think they're wrong or maybe they're greedy or they have bad intentions, is to just like admit that people like that always gonna be there, and challenges like this in your life always gonna have these challenges. So it's better, how do you act yourself? How do you approach this challenging? If you give an emotional reaction to it, I think it's better to think about it and try to be as much sane and little emotion reaction
Mm-hmm.
to these kind of situations which will occur in life, which occur for everyone, right?
So you're a stoic.
Yes.
Marcus Aurelius.
Yes, I love it. Yes.
Have you read Meditation?
Yeah, so many
Okay,
times.
yeah, okay,
It's
okay.
in my travel.
That's fine.
In my travel bag always. Yeah.
What kind of people annoys you?
Good question. What kind of people annoy me? I think sometimes people that are greedy, it's kind of can be tough.
Greedy as in money?
Yeah, just greedy. Yeah, sometimes it's money. Because you can see money will change people. A lot of people, like we can be best friends. We can be really good friends. Like,
Mhm.
we're working together for years. Everything is good. And suddenly there's a big payday. And the whole dynamic changes. And that person might feel like, oh, I worked harder for this money, so I deserve most of this.
Mm.
Or they see the money. Like, this is often, I feel that's greed, probably. I'm not too sure, maybe. This is kind of tough, and it's also a human thing, but I've had experience with that. It was quite, like, difficult, right?
What life experiences
Yeah.
that completely changed the way you see the world?
I think when I first moved from Holland, like when I went to Brazil, stuff like that, that's probably, it changed me as a person a lot. Because before I was quite like, had this like aggression in me, I was quite like a problem child in Holland.
Mhm.
So I was always in problem at school. I always had problems, right? I was a lot of fights, a lot of problems when I was Holland. I went to
Fights.
Brazil. I got peaceful, and it changed a lot, I guess.
Is it the air there?
I don't know. Maybe it is the food. No, I don't know. I think it's just the people. I think it's just the change of culture. I think that's probably what helped me. And that's why also when sometimes people, right, or parents, like when they have like children, like especially kids that have puberty
Mm-hmm.
and they're having a lot of trouble, like I probably would give them the advice to change their full environment. I think only then they can, like, that would be a really good thing for them to change. You have to change the full environment. So moving to a different place, right?
I struggle to believe that your parents allowed you to just move countries.
Yes. Yeah, and my brother too, right? Because my brother went to the States when he was 16, and then he stayed there for 5 years. And I went to Brazil. My brother is now in Bali, so it's a little bit closer to here.
It's cool.
And I moved to Cambodia when I was 17 after Brazil, and I never came back. So, yeah, I feel
That's
for my
crazy.
parents to be both left, Yeah, but I don't regret my decision at all, so, yeah.
Do you feel welcomed here?
Yeah, always. I feel like, no, especially because I traveled a lot before already when I was young, and I lived in Brazil. So when I went to Cambodia, I really fell in love, literally and also figuratively, right, in the country as well. The people are so friendly, so welcoming. They have nothing, they'll still offer you food. And especially when you go outside the city, that's when the people, like, when you get the best interactions, right? Or when you're in difficult situations. So we like to go camping, and we drive our 4x4, and you get stuck in the mud. I feel there in Cambodia, there's always a way out. So you just walk until you see some local farmer, or you go to the village, and you tell them, my car is stuck. Oh, aday, and then always they find, in Cambodia, I've never been stuck longer than a day, right? It's always in the same day. If you get this in Holland, you go to a farmer, they're like, no, I'm not interested. Or you have to call some instance. They're like, yeah, we can be there in 3 days to get your car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're like off-road and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what I like about Cambodia for sure. Yeah.
You got your car stuck in the mud somewhere?
Yeah, in Mondulkiri so many
Mondulkiri,
times. Or
okay.
like different provinces, Kokon as well. Like stuck badly. When it rains in the mud there, they just walk. I had to walk through the village for like 4 kilometers in the pouring rain, no shoes. And then you just find the indigenous people, and they have the truck with the winch.
Mm-hmm. That sounds fun.
Go with them on the winch. It's fun,
It sounds
And those
fun.
experiences, when it's difficult and tough, those become the best memories, right?
Yeah.
When it's like pouring rain, it's a big storm, and that's when you're the most alive, and that's what stucks the most. So, yeah, that's
Surely at that time you had a thought like, will I make it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, like not will I make it? Like I'm sure I'll make it, but then like, will I make it the car out of the mud today?
Okay.
That's a thought,
Okay.
But yes,
Do you get looks? Because you're like very tall, and
yeah,
giant.
sure, yeah.
Why are you
Giant, like,
laughing?
Actually, I'm not a giant because in Holland I'm the shortest in my
Here
whole
you
family.
are.
Here maybe, but I remember I was going to a Jiu-Jitsu gym in Holland, and we took a group photo after. It was 20 guys.
Mhm.
I was the shortest person on the group photo.
What did they eat there? in Holland?
Milk and cheese. They drink milk and they eat cheese for 500 years, and that's why
That's the
we're
key
the
to get
average. The Dutch people are averagely the tallest people in the world.
Oh.
And I think the Indonesian people are the shortest people in the world. And my brother's
Indonesian.
taller than me and lives in Indonesia. So
Okay.
yeah.
He's gonna be like Superman.
Yeah, I think my cousin he's like my cousin is like 2'5" or something like that. And then not skinny, too big, you know. So like I said, I'm really the shortest in my family of all
What's
my
your height?
cousins.
What's your height?
186.
That's the shortest, by the way.
Yeah. That's
Oh my
the
days.
shortest. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, Dutch people.
Tallest in the world. That's
Who's
average
the
thing.
the guy who plays badminton? He's
Badminton.
Dutch as well.
I don't know. We have a really good F1 racer, Max Verstappen. No.
No,
Okay.
no idea.
We have a lot of good fighters from Holland. Alistair Overeem,
Okay, I know.
Peter Aerts, Ramon Dekker, Rainier Ritter. He's right now and fighting in the UFC. It's okay.
Alistair Overeem.
I don't know. I don't watch too much UFC too.
Yeah, no. Do you believe you can fundamentally change people?
What do you mean, like me as a?
Change people. Change someone.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I think so.
Can you?
Like me as personally, just in general, like
What do you mean, me personally?
it's like. I think people can change.
to, a
if
cer-
it's-
to a certain extent, I think.
Sure, I mean they have their basic characteristics
Characteristics.
and personality traits,
Mhm.
right? What they're born with and stuff like that. But definitely, you know, they can make mistakes and they find out and change upon
Mhm.
those mistakes and realize what they did was not the right thing to do. So that, yeah, they're changed. They're not changed. Their personality hasn't changed,
Mm-hmm.
but their approach to certain things has changed. They might think twice before doing something, which before they did not. So there's a change there. It's not like their whole personality changed. But
Right.
sure, yeah.
So you do believe you can change people?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I believe. At the moment, no. I don't think people change.
I think, yeah, no, I can change, but not in that big of a way of a change, but yes. I believe so.
You're
I believe so.
optimistic.
Yes. Optimistic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an inner dialogue with yourself when you have doubts?
Sure. I think this is very natural and I have it all the time, right? I have it in small things. You know, adding striking to the schedule. Should I really? Should I not? It's doubt all the time. And I think this is very important. And this is like stuff like that even keeps you awake at night, right? And I think that's important, like to have that inner dialogue.
Mhm.
And I think this is also not too rushed decisions sometimes, you know?
How
I
about
mean, that's good. It's good to start and do it.
Mhm.
But then, like later when stuff gets, you know, it's more about small details. And you think about it more than once it's established already.
You know, some people don't have it. Don't have the
Yeah, really? Is
the
that a
inner
thing?
voice.
That's so weird.
Do you do what? Okay. What was your inner dialogue before coming here? The podcast.
My inner dialogue is like, I've never done a podcast. I hope I don't say something funny or stupid.
Look at yourself in the mirror in the morning.
Sorry?
Do you look in the mirror in the morning? It's like, what do I do? What do I say?
Oh, for the podcast?
Yeah.
Not too much. Like,
Okay,
I'm pretty like okay just to talk, you know.
Mhm.
I'm pretty social guy, so I don't feel too worried about that. But definitely, like, yeah, for sure, especially something new. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
as bad.
yeah, it's not as bad, and I don't think it's a bad thing as well. I think it's very good to have self-doubt. So you're scared to do something wrong, or like that's good. If you're not worried at all, you know, you might do something bad. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's there to protect you, like fear. It's like fear.
Sure. Yeah.
So, Coach Jasper, the Stoic. What
Sure.
advice?
Just Jasper, it's fine. Too.
No, I was just making you uncomfortable.
Yes.
What advice would you give to young men that struggle with self-doubt?
Just like make small adjustments, keep going. Always try to learn. Don't stop to try to learn, and don't be afraid to try something new. I think sometimes being too afraid is bad as well. For example, when I started traveling, like go to Brazil, one of my good friends, like he was also supposed to travel somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
but then in the end, or his parents didn't tell him. They told him not to. I think just give it a go. Like, you know, sometimes you just have to make the decision. you know, everyone told me, "Are you sure you're gonna go to Cambodia?" Because this is a long time ago, you know, and I was young, and it's like, "Are you sure? It's so far away." It's like sometimes you just need to risk it, you know. So don't be afraid to take a risk. And even if you fail, you probably learn something from it in the end. But obviously, you also have to be careful that you still have something after, right? So you're not totally broke. Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but it was a big leap, right? You come here very far from home.
Yes.
You don't speak the language as well.
Yes, and back in the days, like I was not supposed to go live here forever. I was like a 5-month thing.
Oh, it's like
But I mean, back in the days here it was a lot different than it is now. I feel like the quality of life now is a lot higher, meaning stuff is easier to do. Like back in the days here, like most of the roads were dusty. I mean, this is not a bad thing necessarily, but it's like everything was harder. If you want to go somewhere, you had to go walk on the street. You had to like stop a tuk-tuk, explain to him where you want to go, and talk the price. And now all you have to do is just open your phone. The price is already there. You don't have to say one word. So it's like a massive update in quality of life. Also with paying bills, right? Or ordering food, you know, or transporting things. Back in the day, everything was more of a hassle. Now it's much easier. So I think the quality of life improved so much in Cambodia in the last 10 or 15 years. But there's also like back in the days, the traffic was much nicer. Everything after 8 or 9 p.m., the streets were empty, you know? So yes.
Less traffic jams and
Yep.
less hassle.
Yes.
Bustling streets, basically.
Yeah. There's less hassle now. Yeah. It's easy. Living in Cambodia feels easy. Like easier than living in neighboring countries, you know? Like even visa-wise, if you go to like Vietnam, it's like it's a communist country. Everything's a lot stricter, you know. It's everything is more of a hassle. I think Cambodia has a very unique thing, where everything is quite easy. You know, everyone has ABA. It's very easy to pay someone.
Oh, it is now.
You know, pay all your electricity bills, pay your rent. I think it's very easy compared to when I go back to Holland, to the Netherlands. And like some of the stuff is not like I feel it's more progressive here in Cambodia than it is back home. Maybe because back home like they already have all these instances and all these rules. It's hard for something to take over and get so big. Like for example, ABA payment, right? So I feel like Cambodia has a quite unique aspect in that. Yeah.
I do believe that we reach a sweet spot of we're transitioning into a better, more advanced country, right? But we're reaching a sweet spot where all those technologies don't have much rules yet, and much regulation, and so many strict this, that, terms and conditions, basically.
Yeah, I think regulations sometimes can be very good, and sometimes can also work against you. So in Holland, we have too many regulations. So if let's say you have a house and you have a garden, and you want to make a little holiday house in your garden, and you start building, and suddenly the government comes, they say you cannot build this. You're
In your
supposed to
own
get
house.
this license. And to get this license, might take you 2 years, you know, and it's like, for what, you know?
In your own house too.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
you can go too far with that, and sometimes also it's too little regulations is also not good. For example, you know, people might just build all the way into the street, and then there's no pathway to walk, all these kind of things, or like, yes. So
He had to
there-
stop himself.
no, yeah. I don't want to.
No, yeah, I get it. That's like you're in the dialogue. Stop.
Yeah. So I think it's none of them are perfect, you know.
Yeah. It has its ups and downs.
Exactly.
How has being a coach shaped your way, the way you see human behavior?
Yes, I feel like through Jiu-Jitsu, it shows a lot of personalities. It shows it through Jiu-Jitsu, you know, that point of like maybe breaking and stuff like that. So it taught me that like everyone is different and no one is perfect, and just appreciate people the way they are, and try to motivate them. I think that's important. Yeah, that's why also I'm not like a super strict coach or push people down. You know, sometimes you see these coaches that are like shouting at their athletes, and yeah, that's for me. I learned from being a coach, from my perspective, that's not That's not who I want to be, you know. Yeah.
You know, for me and my friend, I think David as well, and some of my friends, we tend to gravitate towards those kind of strict and shouting coach.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Is it maybe we need some.
I think the environment, for me, it's all about environment.
Mhm.
So if you have a healthy group that trains, that's why I like group classes so much.
Mhm.
Because if you're new, you can, you pick up things without thinking about it. So you copy behavior. So if you see a higher belt or someone experienced, and you see the way they're having fun and they're being respectful, and the way they train seriously as well,
Mhm.
you copy their behavior. So I think if you have a coach that shouts and super strict, then you become that person too, to some certain extent, to
Mhm.
not only people on the mat, but also off the mat. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So maybe are you saying
I'm not saying my way is the right way, you know.
Mhm.
I just
But it works.
that's my way. Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just your personality shine like that.
Yeah. And some people, they do really well with something like that, or a coach like that. Yeah.
If you were to define success without money, medals, or recognition,
Yes.
how would you define it?
Wow.
It's gonna be being a good father.
Yeah. Living in harmony with
Mhm.
with people and also with the environment. So you don't want to be destructive to your environment and to people around you. So yeah, I think that is that. And I think you wanna do good for others, right? Because I always think of like this, like, you have some people that are very rich, and everyone's gonna die, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they die, they're gonna be laying on their bed, and if they were bad to people their whole life, they're probably gonna be thinking about that the last hours,
Will they?
I mean, maybe they not, but that is what I would be thinking about, and I would rather think about the positive impact you had on other people. I think that's probably what counts more so than, everyone that has like a family, they want to support and give as much to the family as they can,
Mm-hmm.
but it shouldn't be at the expense of others. That's what I believe in.
I do think that morals is a made up thing.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, because if you look at the animal kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
they're ruthless.
They are.
They love eating the babies first, but they also don't have the brains that we have. So for some reason, we have this intellectual thing in our brains going on, and for some reason, we've had these morals which are mostly the same worldwide, right? Mostly, not everywhere, but mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's also the environment you grow up in, right? If you grow up in some environment, everyone is a cannibalist,
Oh no.
but you're gonna think that's the right way too, right?
No, would I?
I mean, if you don't know other than that, I think it's the environment is very important.
No, okay, I'm imagining if I'm the tribal son or something, a chief's son,
Sure.
and then I'm eating grandma.
Yeah, but if you grow up that way, and that's always been the norm, and that it's normal, back in the days, even in Hindu religion, they used to make these sacrifices, like these yearly sacrifices of people. They still do it with buffaloes and stuff, but it used to be people. Even if you look like at the Inca people in South America, I think they used to like sacrifice these 12-year-old kids.
That's crazy.
And that was like a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It was to please. It was normal for them. It was the most normal thing. It's like we have Khmer New Year, they have like this month, this year, we're gonna sacrifice. It's a normal thing.
You're going.
Yes.
It's like the Mayans.
Exactly, that's what I mean. And even I think in Cambodia, back in the days before Buddhism, I think Hindu, there's still some temples that they have these sacrifice stones. But I might be not. I don't want to say wrongly.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty sure on that. Yeah.
There's a tail.
There's maybe some tells,
It's
but
probably true.
yeah.
Okay. Now it's about legacy.
Yes.
So
Legacy,
imagine if hypothetical, the goal. Hypothetically,
Yes.
Sensei Jasper,
Yes.
if you were no longer here, 100 years time,
Yes.
what lessons would you want your students to carry on?
not lessons. So I wouldn't mind too much about legacy, but what I aspire for my students is to have the same welcoming, friendly environments to training and to introduce people to the art of jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
How about your beliefs? Would you like to pass anything down to them?
Not necessarily so. I think everyone has their own journey to find out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think also people often they're too set in what they believe. It's like, oh, I believe this or nothing else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to be a very open-minded is good, knowing that you're not always certain about things, you know. A lot of people say, certainly my religion is the only right one, or like my idea is the only right one and everyone else. So I think, I don't stand for that.
So you're open to other ideas.
Sure.
Challenging ideas.
Yes. I think that's good. And just, having a positive impact. You know, when you have a gym, it's not everyone goes to be a super athlete. Some people just do it to stay in shape or to have fun or for the community, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, they have trouble finding like friends or finding a community to fit into. You know, some people join a running club, right? Which is very easy to get into, right? You just meet and run and you might make friends. No, I mean, it's easy. It's just one step in front of the other.
He's just attacking your club.
No, not at all, because
It's
I
easy.
can't run at all.
It's easy being runners.
But I mean, like, it's easy to join,
Yeah, easy to.
right? Because I don't think there's a fee,
No, there's no.
right?
fee.
So it's super easy.
You
It's
have
like
2 legs.
meet up here, wear running clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And that's a easy way to make friends
It is.
or meet people. Where like I think it's sometimes quite hard to meet people. For a lot of people, like for a lot of, I think a lot of people struggle with this, especially maybe they move to another country.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how, you know, where do I go? If they're not a drinking person, going to the bar is,
Weird.
you know, especially now everything is online. So I think having these things, these communities, like a running club or a Kung Khmer gym or a chess club or a jiu-jitsu club,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot about the community. It's a very important aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very important, yeah.
Is your Kiri Jiu-Jitsu family welcoming?
Yes, I like to think so.
We'll find out.
You guys joined the private class, but you
Yeah.
guys should join the group class one day, or just go to the super fight. See
Yeah.
if they will boo you or cheer you on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna put you on a spot a little bit.
Okay.
So
Let me get
what?
some water.
But what? Okay. Okay.
No, please. Yeah.
I'm going some water too. What is one belief that you held strongly when you were young, but it kind of changed now?
One belief.
Shit, it's a hard one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure actually.
You still owe us the meditation thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I was easy to jump to conclusions when I was younger, and now I'm more like understanding, or maybe not understanding is the right word, but like everyone has different phases in their life and challenges. Like everyone has challenges in their life, right? You might see this guy, oh, this guy's rich, or he's doing so well, he's so successful, maybe not even money wise, right? But they probably have a lot of their own challenges behind the scenes that people don't know.
Okay.
And I think just coming to understanding of that, then you understand people more. Instead of saying like, this is a bad guy, it's like, oh, you know, you don't know what's going on.
Right. So
Yeah.
don't
Don't
jump to
judge.
conclusions.
Don't judge or jump to conclusions too fast.
Mm.
Like still, like if you have to kick out someone out of the gym, it's to protect the community and to protect the majority of the group, right?
Mhm.
So you still have to do these actions, which is sometimes hard, right? Because maybe that person didn't do it. Maybe just because of certain things that he did that, but you still have to then make the decisions. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And some people are so bad, you know? There's also bad people out there.
Evil.
Yes, and yeah. Yeah. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're putting you on the spot, but so we finished the structure.
Yes.
Would you like to share anything else that that you want to share?
I mean, I wish more Cambodians pick up martial arts. That's what I want to share the message. I'm not just talking about Jiu-Jitsu, just any martial arts in general.
Mhm.
I feel like Cambodian, they have such a strong history in martial arts. If you look at Bokatao, you know, if you look at the temples, like if you go to I think it's the east wall of Angkor Wat, they have the bas relief on the wall.
Mhm.
They have all these advanced grappling techniques. Because I don't want to say Jiu-Jitsu, because I think Jiu-Jitsu is just a reinvention of grappling. I think it's been around for so long, you know. The Greek, the Japanese, and Cambodia have their own version as well.
Mhm.
So I think it's just getting reinvented all the time. It just has a different name now. It's Jiu-Jitsu with its own rule set. But I think it's just in the core of people. And Cambodian, when you look at the walls, there's some advanced techniques like a body lock with a rear naked choke, or even some foot locks. So I feel like, you know, it's really in the root or in the history of Cambodian.
Mhm.
And then I think just to express, not only Jiu-Jitsu, but they can express it in all different martial art. I think I like to see that happen in the next 10, 20 years. You know, I like to see the first Olympic medalist in Cambodia. Something I'm looking forward to. It doesn't have to be Jiu-Jitsu, you know. But stuff like that, I feel like Cambodian has a lot of youth. So I think now in all types of arts, right? Not just Jiu-Jitsu, but also music, Vanda. Everything is now getting there.
It's jumping.
It's starting to pop.
Mhm.
So it's very exciting. The next 10, 15, 20 years, what's going to come.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I just like the youth then. Go and try, join something. Go try it out. Don't be too scared. And even if your parents, you know, I don't know, you have to deal with that. I know it can be challenging, but
Yeah, my
yeah.
parents don't know. His parents don't know we're fighting.
Okay, okay,
they
yeah.
They cannot know.
yeah, they will not approve it.
Yeah, they will not approve it.
Yeah.
Oh, more Cambodian fighters, basically.
Yes, that's what I wish to see, and one day a Cambodian UFC fighter as well. Yeah,
In 10 years, you come back, second appearance on this podcast,
sure.
and we'll have more.
No
Hopefully
worries.
by then.
Yes,
By then
yes,
we'll have
yes,
a
yes.
gold medalist, UFC champ.
Let's go. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure about this one, but if we
Well,
have a
it's
UFC
good to have big
champion.
dreams. That's why I also
is.
like to share.
Scares
You
you.
have to have big dreams, you know?
Mhm.
If you say, okay, we're going to make a world champion, even if you don't get there because you had that goal, even if you go halfway, if your goal was just to go halfway, you only made a quarter, you know? So it's good to have big goals and big dreams, you know? Be out there and say it publicly as well, you know? And even if you don't get there, at least you tried and you improved. Yeah. Nice.
Hey.
That's it, yeah?
That's it.
All
We
right.
finished it.
Perfect. I
Okay.
think that's a good ending.
Woo!
Oos. Thanks, guys. Thank you,
Okay,
guys. What is it? Crystal Jade? No? What is it called?
Crystal Bird Nest.
Crystal Bird Nest.
Okay.
Crystal Jade is a restaurant, no?
Crystal J is the restaurant. You're thinking about food already?
Chinese food.
Okay, thank you, Coach Jasper,
Oos.
for
Thank
coming
you,
on the
thank you,
podcast.
thank you.
They do like a formal
Thank
one.
you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And can we have a picture?